Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by Dr. J. Shaw at Samuel Payne Management. Visit SamuelPayne.com. Yankees and Astros one more time tonight after Houston won last night 8-7, came back from 4-1 down, took an 8-4 lead. Kind of a messy ending for the Yankees. There were wild pitches, there were balks, there were bases loaded walks. There were certainly issues with the home plate umpire as well. Aaron Boone ejected, yet offers no excuses.
It was fine. Look, this isn't about, I mean, I know we got kicked out and the umpire, the Astros beat us tonight, and they made a couple more plays than we did.
Boone says that's because Devin Williams was ejected as well. Hands the ball to Carlos Rodon tonight, taking Christian Javier on WFAN 660 AM at 7 p.m. with first pitch at 7:40. Mets fell to the Tigers 6-2. They are off tonight. They'll be in Cincinnati tomorrow, but the Reds are not the team chasing them now for the third wild card spot. It's the Giants. San Francisco beat Colorado 10-8. They pull within 4 of the Mets for that third wild card spot. The NFL season kicks off in Philadelphia tonight with the Eagles playing the Cowboys. It's on FM 1019, The Fan, coming up tonight at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, the Chiefs face the Chargers in Brazil, and the Nets signing Cam Thomas to a one-year qualifying offer, which gives him a full no-trade clause and will make him an unrestricted free agent next year. This report brought to you by Approved Oil. Visit freeztherate.com. Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer with the lowest rates in New York for over 90 years. Lock in today before the cold winter drives prices up. Act now and don't get left out in the cold. Enjoy a worry-free winter with Approved Oil. Visit them at freeztherate.com. It's 74 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Just when you started to think things were going to be different, just when you started to believe, BT, that maybe the Yankees have turned a corner, they go out there and unfortunately rear their ugly heads in Houston.
That umpire was horrendous, and you never hear me complain about that, but that's not necessarily why the Yankees lost. Painful loss. Listen, here's the thing for me, though, Sal. It's really been about these 12... It's been about the next 12 games, 2 of which have already happened here, 3 with Houston, 3 with Toronto, obviously the Tigers, and 3 with the Red Sox. Like, the Yankee fan will not feel good, like completely sold on this team unless they get 9-3 or 8-4 or even better than that over the next 12 games. But see, I don't have the same mindset as most Yankee fans pertaining to this team. The Yankees can lose no more games the rest of the way against these very good teams that they'll see in the playoffs here and go 11-1 in totality, and I still don't know what to expect. Because think about this. We've talked about how much the game has changed and the elements of the Yankees that we really believe in and like and the elements that we don't really fully trust. So I get it. Like, last night stunk because it felt like a playoff game. It's the Astros. They're playing better baseball.
Yeah, they were in control.
They had a lead. They flushed it down the chute. I don't like Aaron Boone pulling Will Warren. He had 70 pitches. What are you doing? I did not like that. I would criticize Aaron with that. And there were a lot of things to unpack. We'll certainly do that here. But I just think that big picture, it doesn't matter. Let me take that. It doesn't matter that, I don't mean it doesn't matter that they didn't win. But the Yankees, really like everybody, will be defined what happens in October.
Yeah.
It really is that. That's what it comes down to.
The issue that I would have is that, like I said, the feel was, hey, Yankees going to take the first 2 here in Houston. They mean business. Things are different now versus last time versus good teams, whatever it may be. And in my mind, I'm starting to think forward to, here we go, Yankees, Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox. Like, this is what it's about. The Yankees are going to show us something different here. Now, their loss last night does not take away the fact that they still could be the best team in the American League. They still could get to a World Series. Their offense is still elite. So there are still a lot of pieces in place. However, it was a harsh reminder that when a lot of us started to let our mind go to, holy cow, you start to get excited about the Yankees and thinking this could be different. This could be, maybe they're better than I thought they were going to be. Look at this. We're going to take the first 2 from the Astros. Just when you really, truly started to believe. Because even after the first win, there was still maybe some doubt. You really started to believe. And then that happens last night and they completely fall apart. And it was a litany of things, whether it's Stanton in left field, he can't be out there. Like, those things they try to minimize that. They all add up. A pass ball leading to a run. Because
you got to. Wells has to keep that in front of him. Has to.
And he doesn't because
the balk. I don't think that was a balk.
No,
I really don't.
Now I will say this too, and you and I are consistent about this. I don't make excuses with the umpire. He clearly had an issue with the Yankees.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
It was over the top. He screwed Devin Williams. Williams has been bad this year. We know that. He's also had some bad luck. Last night he got screwed. Now, I thought that Boone should have got him out of the game earlier. He rode with Williams, and then you thought maybe there was a point where he was going to get out of it. The ump didn't do him any favors, but I would have pulled Williams sooner if I were Aaron Boone, so that was an issue. But the ump was horrible last night. Point is, there are a lot of things to break down from last night. Big picture, still shouldn't be alarming concerns with the Yankees because we know what they are. But just when you thought maybe it's going to be different, a lot of those issues reared their ugly.
They did, and that's why the Yankees are an imperfect team like everybody else in baseball. I still feel good about the Yankees. I haven't felt great about the Yankees all year. Maybe at the beginning of the year I felt better than I did at various points, but I don't think anybody heard me say once this year that I think the Yankees are going to win the World Series. Hell, I was talking in March. I wasn't even sure if the Yankees were going to win the division.
Right.
I've said that a million times here. So
it still might not. I mean, I
know. I mean, they might not. They're going to be in the playoffs. And obviously, if Judge hits and Stanton, and you get the horses up front with Fried and Schlittler, and the bullpen does its job, the Yankees could very well win a couple of playoff series and maybe get back to the World Series. But the umpiring, this is a problem here. The umpires, they think that they are the story. Nobody comes to see you. Just honestly, just be invisible. Do your job. And the way... Now, I don't mean that they should just sit there and take it if Aaron Boone or anybody is dropping F-bombs in their face, spitting on them.
Boone got out of control, and so did Jazz. But
I didn't think Jazz was out of control. First of all, Jazz was right. Yeah. That ball's absolutely off the plate.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I thought they both were out of control.
I think I don't think so. Now, Boone went from 0 to 90 quick in terms of what we saw verbally, but there were the incremental buildup on all of the calls that this dope behind home plate missed. It just set him off here. So, again, you'd rather not get tossed for the seventh time, but I'd rather go down swinging. So I have no issue with that. I thought that Boone, really, he was pissed. You could tell he was angry. And he had a right to be, is what I'm saying. That umpire was awful.
I want to be clear. They were in the right. Jazz, Aaron Boone, Williams were in the right. I do think Boone went a little over the top, out of control, and that sets a bad example for Jazz, who then he feels like he could get out of control. We've seen this a couple of times, and I thought it was just over the top. They were both right, understood. I thought the ump was screwing the Yankees. Like, my initial thought was, and I know a lot of people, the conspiracy theorists, this guy's on the take. Like, my
this guy's on the take?
I swear that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
like,
you see, there were pictures going around this morning or last night with him and his buddy. They're wearing Red Sox shirts.
Well,
the guy's a Red Sox fan.
I don't think that
100% that factored in last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
I'm with you. I believe that his Red Sox fandom, as tempered as it may be now, as he's got a professional...
Yeah.
If you have a call that you think's borderline...
Of course, it's an inherent bias. It's like me. 100%. It's like having a picture with me and my buddy tailgating for the Jets-Patriots, and then I'm an official. Right. I'm the lines judge, and the Jets are playing the Patriots.
Right. You're on
what
record
do you think
saying
I'm going to do?
The Patriots and all that.
It still wouldn't matter. Jets would still lose.
I still think they were a little bit over the top, out of control. However, I think it was justified. Yanks got screwed. It's not why they lost the game. Yep. Certainly didn't help.
Okay, now here's the thing, too. Like, just to finish the thought about the umpires and this complexion that they have. Not even the guy from last night, who was awful. We all know that, right? And we could agree to disagree. Boone too much, Jazz, whatever. Yeah. The umps missed the calls, and I have no problem firing back, but I hear what you're saying. It's the problem with today's umpires, and you see this and officials in the NBA as well, they have been, like, for whatever reason, maybe because they know they're going to be on TV and they're going to get 1 million clicks on social media, so they don't want to look like they're getting punked and they're allowing people to push them around. But these guys come out way too aggressive and way too almost like proactively searching for conflict. And they said it last night when I can actually hear the game on Amazon. And I know Marash was dealing with this. I'm saying to myself, what the hell's wrong with the Wi-Fi in my house? I have no issues with the Wi-Fi. I can't wait to watch this game. Stanton hits a moonshot. Wells goes two-run bomb the other way. Will Warren was pitching very well. And all night it's cutting out. I felt like I was trying to email somebody from 1999 on AOL. It was just horrendous. So the coverage and the ability to watch the game really frustrated me, really. But when you see these umpires, Sal, you could just tell, like, they rip off their mask and they're looking. They'll just get behind the catcher. just let the manager chirp a little bit. If it gets out of hand, give him the thumb. But these guys look for problems, and it's a problem.
Which I would think they wouldn't, because they're going to be embarrassed. Most of the time, they're in the wrong. When we could see everything, and players and players and managers can also see the replay stuff, whatever it may be. You see the square, or they're being told, like, that pitcher's in the zone. What are you doing? The umps eventually are made to look like fools. Like that guy last night, he's got to be mortified. He's got to be going to bed sick to him. Yeah, like his job should be in jeopardy. That's how bad he was.
Do you know how many blown calls he had? Because I actually had the number for you.
What was it, like 21? And 15 were against the Yanks?
There were 21 calls that were deemed by whomever does this, right? That they were the incorrect call. 15, you're right, of the 21 went against the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine if that's a playoff game last night.
And then they're going to be.
You imagine that?
And like you said, pictures floating around with him and the Red Sox. Yeah. Like, I think he's going to be some kind of. These guys do get reprimanded, right? When they're not.
Well, they get graded every single night, and then obviously it impacts and affects what postseason responsibilities you have. Like if you're lowly graded, if you will, you're not going out there for the league championship series. So this guy hopefully is relegated to, the White Sox and the Twins the rest here of September, not the Yankees and the Jays or whatever.
And the issue with him last night, like all umpires are going to have certain issues. Like nobody's perfect, especially nowadays where we can see all the replays, we see the strike zone box. So it's magnified now how bad that they are, how many times that they miss. The problem with last night's guy is he was inconsistent. You can't call the game one way for 6-7 innings and then all of a sudden change it up. Like that's absurd. That's why I'd have a big issue if I were Boone, Williams, or even Jazz Chisholm on that last at bat there. So that to me would be like, hey, dude, why'd you change? You were calling the pitch to strike the whole game. Mm-hmm. Why'd you change? That's what they were talking about on the broadcast.
That's an outstanding point. And I heard part of that when my TV wasn't flickering. And you're right. And it's the same thing in the NBA. If you're going to let them get after it and, set hard screens and foul and swallow the whistle, and all of a sudden, you got a little ticky-tack fouls here and there, you're like, what are you doing? Like, this is not the tone that was established here. So everybody, listen, they're not robots yet. We'll soon have the automation. So they're human beings, and there is inherent flaw because we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes here. But it's unacceptable to establish, one strike zone in the middle of early for the first 70% of the game, and then just blatantly, radically flip it because now you confuse players, and that's the last thing you can have.
All right, so before we get to the phones, what would be your, because there's a lot there, obviously, from last night's game. What would be your one concern that you saw last night?
Yep, I already have it.
Long term.
Devin Williams. Devin Williams, the first at-bat annoyed the hell out of me. Change up, fourth pitch. I mean, do you think Correa is saying he's going to probably throw me a fastball at some point? Which he does, which Correa lasers to right field, sets the entire tone. And I understand there were a lot of pitches, especially up in the zone and in to lefties, that were strikes that were not called strikes. But there's just something about him that spooks me. He doesn't elicit any sort of confidence in me. Listen, I didn't love it. Hoffman was a changeup guy, and I know his changeup's better than Hoffman's. But if your primary pitch is a changeup, in October, that always worries me because if you're getting squeezed a little bit or, the umpire's not good or you don't have the feel for the changeup, even though he throws 95, it's flat and it's not effective. It's not real gas. So if his changeup's not on, Devin Williams is going to get rocked. And the other thing that Devin Williams has yet to really prove to us, and the onus is on him, not us. It's on him. He has not proven, at least to me, that when things go awry, in a big spot, he is able to buckle down and get the big outs. He worries me more than Judge hitting in October, the Yankees starters, even Volpe at shortstops, certain elements of the Yankees defense. It's Devin Williams.
Yeah, see, for me, there are two issues, the bullpen or the defense. Now, I'm not going to focus on Williams. What about Luke Weaver? What about Doval? I don't
trust Doval. To me, he's not going to be in there in a fourth, 5-4 game.
But you could also remove Williams from that situation.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's not the biggest issue. And I could be wrong here. I just can't deal with the sloppiness. Now, there is a counter to it. Well, Stanton's not going to be in left field in the postseason. But they do have to get Judge back healthy. He still hasn't come back yet. We thought he was going to come back weeks ago. He's come back in St. Louis, come back into the Red Sox. Still not back yet. Now, once he comes back, then you should be able to have an outfield with Bellinger, Grisham, Judge. You would think that should eliminate some of the problems. I'm not so sure about Volpe. I'm not so sure about Jazz in a big spot, and certainly not catching. Like, that is a major issue that just gets overlooked. Wells misplayed that ball, but he's being taught to catch the way he is. Ben Rice, same thing. In a big spot in the postseason, the Yankees' little things, they add up. And I don't think there's enough margin for error. So those would be my two concerns. My primary concern, the bullpen overall and the sloppiness that the Yankees play with consistently. And I think that would be the number one issue for me come playoff time.
I can point out what worries me. You just did the same thing here. I think the bottom line is that there are debatable points, and there are multiple things. Even though the Yankees have a tough, let's not bury the lead completely. Yankees have been playing very well.
Yeah.
But these are the times of measurement. The Astros, Toronto, the Tigers, the Red Sox, teams the Yankees have not played well against. They've beaten up bad teams, and they've thumped them big. So they put themselves in a position to be a playoff team, which they will be. But there are several things that people can latch onto and say, this worries me. And when you have more than one of those things, it's fair to wonder, can this team win a World Series, which is what I've asked all year. And every time I ask the question, my answer is no. That's what I've always said. Hopefully I'm wrong. October Magic, you never know, but they got some flaws. We know it.
BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Eric is in Rivervale, New Jersey. What's up, Eric?
BT, Sal. Morning, gents.
What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, man, I have so much you guys covered there. That is, it's like you were in my brain. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think I've been more frustrated watching a baseball game than I was watching that Yankees game last night. And I tried very hard not to get necessarily emotional, but last night I wanted to break my television. It was so frustrating for a million different reasons, but and probably the biggest was the ump, which I never necessarily want to hang my hat on the fact that the ump was absolutely horrendous. I never want to feel that way, but last night it was a joke. And Sal, you hit it. The inconsistency is the problem. It was completely different the first 6 innings from the last 3. It was absolutely a joke. But, for me, overall with these Yankees, the biggest concern I have is the bullpen. It is Devin Williams. I thought we had potentially ironed that out in putting him in places that were not high leverage. Last night he could not throw anything other than a changeup. And I know it's sitting on my couch that if he's throwing 3-4 changeups in a row, he doesn't have it. So, of course, the other guys know that. And, of course, they're going to hit lasers. As soon as he throws that fastball, it's over. And then you've got to go to Duvall, and then the problem with Duvall is that he can't throw straight. And then the balk call was absolutely a joke. The fact that we walked in a run and then we give up another run on a balk, it was the most quirky game. And then I agree with you, BT, the experience in and of itself, whatever it is with their streaming service, is also a joke. So, all of those things were just it was a rough night, man. It really, really was.
Yeah.
And I think if we could sort out that bullpen, I don't know what the answer is. Devin Williams and Duvall are a problem. And I don't know what those middle inning relievers are going to be for us.
Even Weaver, Eric, and thank you for the call. I'm not saying Weaver's a problem. He's not lights out the way that he was at his peak last year. And maybe a little bit of the bloom fell off the rose in the postseason when he got hit hard a little bit. This year he has been hit hard.
He's not Mo. Let's put it that way. The guy's fallible, and you got to worry a little bit with Luke Weaver and hope that he's on.
Right, but if he's not on, then they're in big trouble, because if you can't count on Duvall,
I know,
and you can't count on Williams, you can't have just one guy with Bednar, and even he's not Mo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So they're not even Diaz, honestly. Even with Diaz, who's had his own faults, at least this year. Now, again, in a big spot, who knows? All it takes is one blown save, and it could derail the entire season, like it did with Williams a year ago with Milwaukee. But the Yankees, they do have a bullpen problem right now.
They do. I'm going to say this, though, and which the first 17, 18 minutes has been littered and laced with complaints and anger and a lot of things. Last night was rough. Honestly, I agree with Eric. I don't really get that worked up over a regular season baseball game, but I'm with you guys. I was pissed, man, for all the reasons I said, including the inability to watch the game without interruptions. But here's the one thing that, I don't know if you have complete confidence, but you've got to have some. Would it surprise anybody if the Yankees come back and look good today and take 2 out of 3?
No, I think
you know what I mean?
Their offense has been terrific. I mean, that's the thing. And then the other question, and maybe this is the biggest question of all, is the offense going to be able to do what they do in the regular season and the postseason? That's been the question with the Yankees forever. So, nobody's going to be surprised if they win tonight or beat the Blue Jays. I told you. I mean, even when they were at their worst, I still believe the Yankees are going to win the division. It's not surprising to me when they have success. It's also not, I think we know what the Yankees are. They are a team that can bludgeon you to death with their bats, a bully team that does very well against bad teams, and can have success against good teams, but also is a team that is sloppy and inconsistent at times. They don't have a great bullpen. The starting pitching can be inconsistent at times, and the defense
can also be dominant, though. Yeah. I mean, sometimes starting pitching has been really good.
But that's inconsistent.
The two guys might win 20 games. Between Fried and Rodon and Schlittler.
You were more worried about Max Fried than I was.
Well, because
Rodon take him out. He is the epitome of inconsistency.
I'm not saying to give him the ball to Rodon game one, right. But I mean, Rodon is a guy who's going to give you quality innings. Dude, his numbers are actually filthy. I don't trust him. I've always said that. It's about like a playoff spot, but I'm not even worried about the starting staff. Right. I mean, I needed to see Max Fried get back and stabilize things. Right. He's had 3 great starts. Yeah. He was getting rocked for a while, so I was just reacting to what he was showing me. It wasn't like a lack of trust. It was, what are you doing? Why have these last 15 starts stunk after you looked like, Ron Guidry for the first month or so? Point is, I think the Yankees starters will be really good. I do, because Schlittler's going to start a playoff game. It's the bullpen, and depending upon how they configure the defense, it's still a little shaky.
And I think we're going to learn more about the Yankees, not tonight against the Astros. I think it's going to be against the Blue Jays once and for all. They've struggled against the Blue Jays. They struggled against the AL East and the Red Sox, too. That's going to be the, all right, what are we made of here? What are we looking at with this Yankee team? Because I think they're better than the Blue Jays.
You've said that for a while, and I haven't agreed. Right. I can see them actually finishing better and maybe ultimately being better, but I haven't come to that. I haven't come to that conclusion yet.
And
I haven't.
If they get beat by the Blue Jays and Red Sox again, that to me would hurt my confidence going into the postseason, regardless of where they finish the regular season. BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls when we come back. Also have some Mets news we got to get to. 888-808-1019.
And obviously a lot of football later on. BT and Sal. Let's go. Football season upon us. Hey, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive for the performance, others for the range, and some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So, whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. Let's take that Cadillac, Sal, the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles, Escalade, IQ, and the Vistic, the Optima. You were actually in one last year. You loved it,
the Lyric. I did love it. Smooth ride, man. It was great. All the electric vehicles that the Cadillac family has, they are tremendous. I want to get myself in the Escalade IQ, but the Lyric was great. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
FanDuel's making Week 1 even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every game day. That's right, $2 million. Here's how it goes. Opt in and place an anytime touchdown bet on any Week 1 NFL game, including tonight's matchup, using your profit boost. And if the player that you pick scores either the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million in bonus bets. First touchdown, you're in. Last touchdown, you're in. Both even better. So, whether you've got a feeling about the opening drive or you're banking on a clutch finish, now's the time to jump in the game. Visit FanDuel.com/BT and get going. Download the app today, start it up, and have a little fun with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, 21 plus, and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, please call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
My man, Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, and sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell Pain for all their aches and pains. Visit SamwellPain.com.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jets fans, it's time to get ready for kickoff. Be there for Week 1 as your New York Jets take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at MetLife Stadium for the home opener at 1 p.m. on Sunday, September 7th, presented by Moody's. All fans in attendance will receive a Jets flag courtesy of Smirnoff. You don't want to miss the start of the 2025 regular season. Make sure to secure your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
Here we go!
Starting with a Week 1 NFC North rivalry between the Lions and Packers.
And he's in for a touchdown!
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Start your engines and your savings with Roto-Rooter. Download the Roto-Rooter app for exclusive discounts. Plus, enter to win the Speed Stakes VIP Race Day experience right from the app. You pick the race. We'll cover the tickets, flight, hotel, and race day cash. Plumbing problems? Trust a team that operates like a pit crew. Roto-Rooter for fast and reliable service. Get the Roto-Rooter app now and race towards big savings and maybe even the checkered flag. Click on Speed Stakes within the Roto-Rooter app for details.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Yo, Bubba, I just want to make sure everybody knew who did the track. Kai Tutter with the Boone Squad.
BT and Sal back on The Fan, 888-808-1019. We'll get back back to the Yankee calls in just a second. Plenty of football talk coming up. We have Anthony Beck coming up at 11 o'clock. He does the Jets, so we'll have some fun talking some Jets with him. We have Ian Eagle coming up at 11:40, one of my all-time favorite people and favorite broadcasters. He's on the Jets game this weekend as well with his new partner, J.J. Watts. We'll have some fun talking to Ian a little bit later on next hour as well. There is some Mets news, BT, that I wanted to get to. Andy Martino of SNY reporting. Now, he says Brandon Sproat is in, quote, strong consideration for a start with the Mets. That's what he's saying there. I'm going to use my term and say that Brandon Sproat's going to start. It's just a matter of when. I mean, he wouldn't say that if it weren't a real possibility.
I'm with you. I would agree.
Now, the reason maybe why he's hesitant to say he is going to start is because the Mets haven't definitively named a starter for Sunday. We know about Peterson Friday, Tong on Saturday. Andy writes that it's possible that Nolan McLean starts on Sunday, with Manaea opening the series against the Phillies on Monday. But a Sproat promotion could lead things to be flipped around a little bit. Now, remember, Kodai Senga also factors in here, too. Andy writes, the team's waiting to see if Senga is going to accept the temporary assignment to the minor leagues. So now, with all that being said, I believe Senga is going to be jettisoned to the minors. He better. They're going to start Sproat on Sunday and then push McLean and Manaea against the Phillies. That's the way that I would do it. That's, I think, what they should do.
That's probably what they want to do. You just have to wait for the legality because, unfortunately, legality is not probably the right word, but the consent by Senga to go to the minors. And if he doesn't, that's a horrendous look here. So I just... I know there's pride, and the last thing Senga wants to do is go down to the minors and tweak stuff and work on stuff in the middle of a pennant race here, but you've got to do what you've got to do for the betterment of the team here. I would be stunned if he resists it and does not consent and go down, which would open up the door for, as you laid out, probably, I think it would be, you said Sproat Sunday, and then McLean on Monday.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because do the math. Now, Hoff, maybe you could help me out with this.
What about Manaea, though?
Well, they would push him back against the Phillies as well.
Like into Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the other way, why would you have McLean start Sunday, and you got a 4-game series with the Phillies coming up? Like, and I'm not saying you got to go chase the division, but... I mean, I'm not. If I want McLean to pitch, I want to pitch against the Phillies, not against the Reds. I'm sorry, the Reds are all but done.
Forget about the Reds. It's the Giants now that you guys got to keep an eye on.
That's exactly
Giants
right.
are hot.
All of a sudden, they're hot 4 games back. When was McLean's last start here? When was it, BT?
He went 3 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago.
I'm forgetting.
When did he pitch here?
Pitched the Detroit game on Monday.
On Labor Day, right? Ago. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it would be his normal day on Sunday to pitch. So then in that factor, but then now you're going to call up. Let's just say that they do have McLean pitch his normal day Sunday.
Yep.
You're going to have Sproat come up against the Phillies. Like, I would not do that.
Well, I mean, think about where they threw McLean out. They threw him against the Braves down in Atlanta. They threw him early on against the Phillies.
Hoff screwed that up right there. Tuesday.
I did, yes.
That's okay. So that does change things because I didn't think that was right, McLean on his normal day. Then it wouldn't be a conversation. So if McLean pitched Tuesday, right, Hoff? Tuesday night.
Then Sunday would be regular rest.
No.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5th day would be Sunday. If he pitched Tuesday.
It would be regular rest. Now I screwed up. So now
here's what we know. You don't want to see Senga, and you really don't want to see Manaea.
Yeah, so Sunday would be the normal day.
Screw that up.
I would push, me personally, push McLean back against the Phillies.
To face the Phillies.
And Manaea, give him even extra rest, push him back against the Phillies.
Okay.
And then I would bring up Sproat to have him make the start on Sunday.
Against the Reds.
In Senga's spot. But wasn't Sunday Senga's spot? That's why I'm confused with this whole thing. So where are we getting on normal rest? They were going with the 6-man rotation. Maybe that's
they
part
were
of the
kicking
issue
that around as well. I mean, listen, we don't have great clarities. That's why it's a little confusing.
Yeah.
We could sit here and speculate this guy might throw here and this guy's up for that day and maybe you'd push back Manaea.
Was it Manaea who pitched Monday then?
Until Senga tells the Mets, I'm good going to the minors, then these are just plans that could be thrown into the incinerator fast.
Either way, the report is basically that Sproat is...
Yeah, he's going to join the party.
Yeah, at some point. And once he does, then he becomes eligible for the postseason as well.
There you
BT
go.
and Sal on the fan, 888-808-1019. Back to the Yankees. Vinny is calling from Long Island. What's up, Vinny?
Vin.
What's going on, boys? Good to talk to you.
How are you, Vin?
Thanks, pal.
Good. So real quick, before I get to my couple of points, did I hear you guys mention that the umpire last night is a Boston Red Sox fan?
Well, unless he just has a Red Sox shirt and he just walks into bars and puts his arm around guys in Red Sox jerseys, then, yeah, he's a Red Sox fan because we all saw the picture floating around.
If that's the case, that can't happen. Major League Baseball has to put us, like, figure out a way to make sure if you have a fandom, you're not either umpiring in that league or at least in that type of series. That's point number one. Point number two, the umpiring was atrocious last night, and that pitch to Jazz at the end of the night was a disgrace.
Yep.
But you know what? I definitely, a couple of points. I agree with you. It's the bullpen is very unnerving right now, and it's disappointing because this has been one of the strengths of the Yankees, and it's been a strength of Cashman over the years. I don't blame Cashman for this bullpen totally because everybody was amped about getting Williams. Everybody was amped about getting these guys in the bullpen during the trade deadline. So these guys just are not doing their job, and that's a scary thing. In regards to the teams that they're playing right now, I got to see them go 8-4. Not necessarily because of their psychological makeup on that, but just to kind of let the teams that they're playing know we're going to see you in the playoffs, guys. And you're not going to own our ass.
Vin. Listen, I love it. I really do. I don't agree, and thanks for the call there, Vinny. That's why I'm not, and I didn't do this in the opening segment here. I'm not going to attach an absolute value. It would be nice to win every game there and go 11-1 in the 12 games against all these teams. It's not going to happen. I mean, are they going to be 7-5? Okay, and if they're 7-5 and they lose a couple of very ugly games, is that offset by a couple of very impressive wins? I don't know. Like, we're trying to grade the aesthetics, right, of what these 12 games, really to find an identity for the Yankees, but I don't know that we will. And I say that because let's say these 12 games don't go incredibly well. Well, guess what could change everything on a dime? Game one, wild card, Game one, DS, whatever. Schlittler takes the ball, throws a gem, 7 innings, no runs, Yanks up 1-0, everything changes. And I'm not trying to talk around their issues. They've got issues. We know that. We've talked about it all year. I'm just not as hung up as Vinny and I'm sure as some others as having to win 9 of 12, 10 of 12. Just let's see. Tonight.
They're getting in the playoffs regardless, so it doesn't matter. I do think it's a good test to see. Boone has said it himself, we're a different team right now than we were when we faced Toronto or Boston last.
Which is true because McMahon's at third base and they hit a lot of ground balls there.
Well, not just that, but also getting healthier, having Giancarlo Stanton be a big part of the lineup, having Stanton and Judge potentially in the lineup at the same time. Yankees playing much better baseball.
No question, but Toronto had a lot of soft singles that they like at third base. Like McMahon he's a rock star field, and that changes a lot. So, but just keep going.
Yeah, well, no. So they were a different team. I want to see how they play against Toronto this time because if they get beat this time, then it's like, well, now what? Now, does that mean that they definitively couldn't beat Toronto in the postseason? Absolutely not. But I am curious to see. For me, it's the one last measuring stick left in the regular season. If they lose the series, if they win the series, it's not really going to change my opinion big picture. Mm-hmm. But I do want to see what this team's made of, how they play against two teams in Toronto and Boston who have dominated them this regular season.
Understood. I do get it. And the Red Sox, that's where it started up in Fenway.
Yeah,
back
June
a few
13th,
months ago.
that weekend.
Look at them, those the exact date.
Well, because it's both the Mets and the Yankees. That's how I know it's remarkable that both those teams, they've been mirroring each other. Even now, the Yankees back up, the Mets back up.
Yeah, and we came in, and I wasn't overly concerned with that because I hadn't seen any sort of evidence that the Yankees were sloppy on the bases, and they were a better defensive team, at least for the first up until June 13th. And that changed a lot, certainly who I thought they were. But, last night, with Will Warren, he was very good early in the year, a lot of strikeouts, and I believe he could be. And he was good last night. And I believe he could be really good down the road. I'm less concerned. In my own mind, I'm almost like, I kind of expected Will to get knocked around a little bit, and he didn't. So that's why it's even more frustrating. Like, if Will Warren would have given up 5 runs in 4 2/3 and walked 3 guys, and the Yankees were losing 6-4 when he left the game, I could accept that because Will Warren's not going to get a start in the playoffs here. But the way that they lost, those guys who blew up from the bullpen will be pitching the postseason, and that's not a great thing right now.
BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls when we come back. We got football coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll talk to Anthony Beck, Iron Eagle, in about an hour from now. Another Mets note that I want to get to when we come back, as well as the Yankee stuff. This fall, hydrate like the pros with home water delivery at water.com from Primo Brands. Water.com features your favorite Primo products from Poland Spring to Pure Life to Saratoga, all delivered right to your door. Get a few cases for the big game or 5-gallon bottles for the whole household. Get what you need when you need it with no heavy lifting or last-minute store runs. At water.com, signing up is easy. Select your water, Choose your frequency and enjoy your delivery. Use code BASEBALL to get 50% off. 50% off your first order, plus free delivery. Step up to the plate and stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
Gotta hydrate. I got my Poland Spring right here, Sal. Let me tell you guys about Cash App, which is built for this city. Hey, you've got built-in security that's rock solid, which, let's face it, is good for the city. Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. You work too hard to let anything slip through those cracks, and obviously, there's always a scheme or a hustler out there trying to get you. Download Cash App today. Use code WFAN10 and send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and Cash App drops $10 right back in your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Now you put pressure on him. Now everyone understands how the coaching staff feels about him. Now he's an injury away from having to go into mid-game this early in the year. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa, the pros that know how to keep your business moving at full speed. The road to Super Bowl 60 begins tonight as defending champion Philadelphia hosts Dallas. Dak Prescott missed both rivalry games last year, but is 4-1 in his last 5 outings versus the Eagles. Saquon Barkley should run roughshod as Philly prevails 27-24. And here we go, folks. I'm Boomer Esiason.
From pads and rotors to shocks and struts, coming to a full stop should never mean your business does too. At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension better than anyone. So when others are grinding their gears, our premium parts and exceptional service deliver results. Whether you're operating a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has exactly what you need, when and where you need it. Get the brake and suspension parts you're looking for right now at Napa.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No! Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only, September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. See the new boat models from all the major manufacturers. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterboatshow.com. See you there.
The U.S. Open Tennis Championships are underway. And you can still get in on the excitement. Purchase a $25 grounds pass to experience the Finals Fan Fest on September 6th and 7th. It includes new viewing parties in Louis Armstrong Stadium, a live DJ, special guests, and sneak peeks at celebrity arrivals. Don't miss out on experiencing the energy of the U.S. Open Finals. Get tickets now at usopen.org. Spectacular awaits.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, Big T and Sal back on the Fan. Time for the Wendy's Yankees Turning Point of the Game contest. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the New York Yankees. So the first one to identify last night's turning point of the game. Just start with the clown behind the plate and behind the catcher. He's probably the massive turning point at Dope. 866-540-WFAN. That Red Sox fan. 866-540-9326. You get 2 pairs of tickets to an upcoming 2025 Yankees regular season game. So Rodon tonight, 15-7. His splits, the road not quite as good, nearly as good as at home. So we'll see what Rodon does tonight. It's all from your flagship station for Yankees baseball, The Fan.
Yeah, as it pertains to the umpire, we'll get back to the calls here in a second. 888-808-1019. The call mentioned it before, like you should never have a fan allowed to umpire. Like, what are you supposed to do? If you grow up a fan of baseball, you can't be an umpire. But in this particular case, I do legitimately believe that dude, whatever his name is, I don't care. Walsh, he let his old school Red Sox fandom impact that game. Dude, nobody can convince me otherwise that he was not even subconsciously leaning against the Yankees as the game got tight and later on in the game, obviously.
It was so egregiously, substandard for an umpire at that level that there's really nothing else to think. It's not like some deep-rooted takedown. Oh, maybe he doesn't like the Yankees. I mean, to me, it's so apparent that he's awful at his job and that he blew an excessive amount of calls, which should be deemed unacceptable by Major League Baseball. He was looking to squawk with Boone. He thinks he's Tony Tough Guy behind the plate. Just keep your mask down and shut up. Honestly, you've got to, it's really getting me angry the more I think about this, Sal, because an umpire, and I'm not saying that, and I said this earlier, but I do need to reassert this. I don't mean that if somebody's coming at you like a deranged lunatic, which, by the way, Boone was last night.
Yes,
he was pretty worked up, man.
He got there.
Yeah. You don't just stand there and take it like you're a human being. Like when somebody's spitting in your face, like, phlegm's flying and you're nose to nose. No, you can push back a little bit, and you can get aggressive. You've got a license to do that. But the problem is, it's just like they're so sensitive. Your job as an ump or as an official is to diffuse. This is basic stuff. It's to diffuse, not elevate, and that clown last night was elevating.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I mean, obviously, we've had some issues here with the... I'm sorry, BT and Sal on the fan, 888-808-101.
Well, but you were distracted with something. Anything interesting?
No. I'm just looking... I wanted to go over the Mets rotation real quick because we were kind of not screwing it up before, but just trying to do the math on it.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just going to throw out names, okay?
Go ahead.
Tong, Senga, Minaya, McLean, Holmes, Peterson, Sproat.
That's a lot of names, dude.
Yeah, well, that's 7.
Tom, Senga, McLean. I know them all. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm writing them down as you're going. I got you.
That's 7. I'm not even going to bring up Tyler or McGill or whatever. But when we talk about the problems to fix the Mets rotation, see, with the addition of Tong now, and if you bring Sproat into it, you can then, I'm crossing off Senga off my list, out of the rotation, let's hope down to the minors, right? So that then leaves you 6 starters, assuming you bring up Sproat, which means you can take Minaya, which is what I wanted to do, move him to the bullpen, and now that leaves you 5 starters. Tong, not in any particular order, Tong, McLean, Holmes, Peterson, and Sproat. So even with like the 2 worst guys in the rotation, Minaya and Senga, you can take them out if you bring Sproat up and have him take one of the spots, and then you go back to a 5-man rotation. Like, what is this 6-man rotation? You don't have enough good starters. You're going to go with 6?
Yeah. Usually you stretch the boundaries when you have a surplus, a riches of something.
Yeah.
When you don't, you do the opposite. You try to condense it. They're making more room for more guys who aren't good.
Or if they thought that it would benefit Senga specifically because we know him on the extra rest, and Minaya, it hasn't. Those have been the worst guys.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here? Why do the Mets feel the need to have a 6-man rotation? Good God. And even if they do, then to me it would be Tyler McGill when he comes back, just to have somebody different take a start. Well, what's the worst you can do, BT?
McGill at all. Would he be worse than the other guys? I hear you.
Everybody else is going 4 or 5 innings anyway.
Well, McGill's not making $17 million a year with a commitment for the Mets like Minaya is. So I'm not saying that Cohen's sitting there counting pennies or nickels, but there's a little influence, I would imagine, based on the contractual commitment the Mets have to Minaya versus McGill, who's making peanuts. The only thing that I would say, let's be careful a little bit. Like McLean, to me, there is no doubt he's the real deal.
Right, Tong and Sproat, we have no idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I do have, and I wish I didn't feel this way because I just don't think he's healthy, I've got about as much confidence as I can have saying that Minaya is not fully healthy and that he's battling through this. I'm not trying to start a story or be irresponsible. I just don't think that he's physically right. And because of the loose chips in his elbow, I can deduce and get to that point without sounding like I'm starting trouble here. I don't think he's right. So I am fine pushing him to this. I don't think he's going to stabilize this enough to justify getting the baseball every 5 days. So I'm fine with that part. But you got to see a little bit more from Tong than one start. And I know he is revered in that organization. And his attitude and his demeanor all look to be check, check, check. It's one start.
Understood, but let's say he has a bad start on Saturday.
I don't give up on him.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
He's going to get another start.
As he
through.
should.
So they could still evaluate him and think postseason big picture while also moving the other guys. Like, I think Minaya would benefit from getting to the pen now, potentially become a weapon for them. You know, we didn't even mention Helsley, which obviously was the story of yesterday again. Like, he's unpitchable. I've never seen anything like it, BT. I can't understand how a guy could be that dominant with a team for that long and come to the Mets and be that awful. There are position players who are more effective relievers than Ryan Helsley's been with the Mets. Now, I'm not saying I'm giving up hope on him because I still, just at my core, I have to believe he's got to be better than this. I have to. The guy throws 102. He throws 102. I almost said GD. Throw the slider for a strike. Holy cow.
Dude, he's
getting lit up like a Christmas tree.
He might be the worst pitcher I've ever seen for the Yankees or the Mets in terms of like what he has shown us as a New York pitcher. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody worse. And the crazy thing about it, he does have, elite stuff on 102 slider wipeout, but it ain't working. So he's either tipping or he's just not hitting the spots, whatever. There's not even any suspense. It's not like, is Helsley going to be? It's first
walk,
pitch, rocket, walk, rocket, bench. But I got to tell you, got to take a little issue with your boy Mendy yesterday with that. Now, if you want to get him right, and I understand that you're going to keep trying to do that because he was brought here for a reason, and he's got enough of a resume where you shouldn't abandon Helsley, although you get to the point you might have to. Why the hell you put him out there in a one-run game?
Yeah.
Put him out there when it's 7-2, 7-4, 8-3, 5-0. That is a bad job by Mendoza to put him in that game at that spot.
I could not disagree more.
Why?
They have to.
Dude, the ERA's 10.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when he pitches. He's getting lit up. He's been in those blowout games. He can't have a clean inning. Also, they were down. So
I understand they're down a run. They're not down 7-1.
It doesn't matter.
The guy's coming in with a gas can in a matchbook.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
You got to use him.
You don't have. Why do you have to use him?
It's the same. He's on the roster. You've got to use the pitchers available. Their starting pitchers aren't giving him any length. It's the same thing with Boone and Devin Williams. Like everybody complaining, how could Boone use him in this spot? Well, he's on the roster. He's already used 15 freaking guys. You got to be able to go to somebody in that spot. If it's not Helsley, who's it going to be? It's not going to be Diaz.
Honestly, my answer is, at this point, anybody.
But he's on the roster.
Helsley.
And if you're trying to get him right, then the argument should be not against Mendoza. It should be he should not be on the roster because he cannot be used. There is not a situation that's out there that Helsley can succeed in right now.
But I disagree. Well, succeed. Okay, that last part is key. But there are situations where you can see if he might be trending in the right direction, not when you try to take the series. Listen, it's not the LCS, so... But you try to take 2 out of 3 against a really good Detroit Tigers team.
No, they did take 2 out of 3.
You're trying to sweep them.
That's what I'm saying.
You're trying to sweep them. Like, you got a chance to mop them and really, further stabilize things and, get ready for the stretch run, which is going to be tough. I'm not saying that you don't, tempt fate and say, all right, we traded for this guy. Maybe we can get him right before it's all said and done. But I don't want to see him if I'm a Mets fan, I'm sitting there saying, and I was saying I'm not even a Mets fan. I'm saying, why is this guy coming in? You're down 1 run.
Right. I thought it was the perfect spot.
He stinks.
Yeah. Okay. But he stunk with the Mets. He does not stink his career. He's been great. Guy was the reliever of the year last year.
Devin Williams was the best closer in baseball last year until Alonso probably broke him. I don't trust Williams now. I don't care about last year.
Williams has had some success.
Last year, Rodgers was the quarterback of the Jets. I don't care about last year.
Understood, but let's not make it like Helsley's not a good reliever.
Well, for the Mets, he's been the worst in baseball.
I understand that, but you're making it like the guy has sucked his whole career, and they're throwing him out there. They traded for him. He was one of the best relievers, if not the best guy, second to Duran, on the market, period. End of story.
But that doesn't mean that Stearns got it right. Listen, I tweeted this.
It doesn't, but it does mean that if they're trying to squeeze something out of him because they think getting him right can help them, that's a spot yesterday where I thought it was a perfect spot. You've already won the series. You're down in the game. It's a spot where it's a little bit of leverage, so you're losing, yes, but you need to keep the game close. Let's see what he can do against this team. And he couldn't get the job done like that. He can't do it. I don't know what you want to do. There's not a spot that he can be pitched in right now. But I didn't think that yesterday was an issue at all.
I mean, listen, then Stearns got to say, all right, I made the wrong decision, and which you and I both lauded him for what he did and for what Cashman did. By the way, most of these relievers that both GMs brought in have not gotten the job done. Neither is Cedric Mullins. Ryan McMahon's not hitting, though he's obviously a good third baseman. Now, maybe we were a little bit quick to anoint these trade deadlines wins. But listen, here's where you and I will forever fundamentally disagree with Helsley. I'm not saying that you discard him and cut him or DFA him now. And I hear you. I know what you're saying. What I'm saying is I got a chance to sweep a good team in their house. And this is not the second, third, or fourth appearance. This is appearance number 9 or 10 where there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that this guy is broken. I'm not giving him the ball yesterday.
BT and Sal on the fail. We'll do some football when we come back. We'll get back to your calls on the baseball as well. 888-808-1019. Anthony Beck will join us on the other side.
There's a line drive right field. That ball is hammered.
It's Thursday Night Baseball with the Yankees and Astros. 7:40 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. This NFL season has finally arrived. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, September 10th when the Yankees host the Detroit Tigers and get ready to receive a very special giveaway. It's Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees New York or Nowhere knit hat presented by Benjamin Moore. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and Tigers on Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night, September 10th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit BenzFam.com.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and 1 blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000, awarded in Mississippi.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This September, you'll be traveling in style when you win your share of $50,000 in cash and Toomey luggage. Be here on Friday, September 12th and 26th from 3 to 7 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win a Toomey aluminum extended trip packing case and international carry-on, plus up to $5,000 in cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11:01. I'm Peter Schwartz. This report sponsored by Ray Katina. Experience the power of 3. Visit raykatina.com. NFL season kicks off tonight in Philadelphia as the Super Bowl champion Eagles host the Cowboys. The Eagles will unveil their championship banner, but Saquon Barkley says that's not the priority tonight.
See it fall down, put a smile on your face, but then got to go right to work. Got a division opponent coming in on a Thursday night football game and start of a new season. So what we did last year was special. It's going to be cool to have that moment, but most important thing is win that football game, and that's where our focus is.
Coverage of the game tonight on WFAN FM at 7:30, kickoff at 8:20. Jets guard Elijah Vera Tucker will reportedly have season-ending surgery on his torn triceps. The Jets open up the season Sunday at home against the Steelers. The Giants open up in Washington. Baseball, Yankees look to shake off last night's 8-7 loss when they close out their series against the Astros tonight in Houston. Coverage on WFAN AM at 7, first pitch at 7:40. Mets are off today. They open a series against the Reds Friday night in Cincinnati. NBA, the Nets are reportedly signing free agent guard Cam Thomas to a 1-year, $6 million qualifying offer. 75 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. That's what's happening with Sports Flashes. At the top of the hour, I'm Peter Schwartz.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan. On the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Are you ready?
BT and Sal Show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Right now, we're going to talk about the New York Jets. I can't believe it. Football is here, BT, tonight,
I'm
week
so
one. Me too. NFL, you got the Cowboys and Eagles tonight. Obviously, Jets on Sunday taking on the Steelers. To help us break down that game, we welcome in right now the color analyst for Jets Radio and former Jet tight end, Anthony Beck. Anthony, how are you ahead of this week one game?
Awesome, brother. BT South. Great to be on, man.
Yeah, and look, we obviously know the big news with the Jets, unfortunately, a negative thing before we even get started. So let's start there with Tucker, who officially, we talked about it yesterday, BT, he's obviously officially out for the year, going to have that surgery, triceps torn there. How big of a blow, and is this for the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, he's voted a captain. I think this is kind of a recurring theme with him, unfortunately, is these injuries that randomly come up for him. And it's unfortunate, wherever it happened, individual drill or whatever, it's not great. I will say this, though. I mean, when you look at what they have, they did go get Josh Myers, who I think they got as an extremely discounted player for a guy that started for the last 3-4 years in Minnesota. And you can slide Tittman over. They want to use Newman. He's got a little bit of experience. Obviously, I'm almost assuming that Tittman's going to slide over. But is it drastic? Is it terrible? It does kill your depth a little bit, obviously, because you got to move guys around. But, yeah, he's a key component, a key player. But I don't think there's a massive drop-off with another guy, especially when you have a quarterback like that's as mobile as Fields is. It does help guys play a little bit better and takes away from what that one-on-one block looks like throughout the season.
All right, so I wanted to give you a chance to hit the AVT stuff. I want to take a step back, though, Anthony. I want to take you to the year that you were drafted. Jets had 4 first-round picks. We all know who they were. And you come in, and the Jets are already a good team. Now, the year before you came, 99, Vinny blows out his Achilles, obviously. Yeah. 98, 2 years before that, they're knocking on the door to the Super Bowl. So you show up, and the culture's there. And you know when there's a good culture, and you know when there's not. So how effective so far, early stages, is Aaron Glenn in creating a culture? Because the last year's culture with Saleh and Gase and all that was just awful. Where are we with the culture?
Well, I mean, you can even extend that probably, over a few coaches prior to that. I would say that, I mean, there's no question in my mind, absolutely, and being with Aaron and where he's been and what he's done and who he's played for, that culture 1,000% will flip. The caveat to that is building the winning culture, right? Which you were talking about with the success in 98, 99, and some of those other years that we had through the early 2000s. I just think for me that's where, okay, how does that all translate? And that ultimately trickles down to the people around him. It's the coordinators. It's the players that are brought in. It's the quarterback that you throw out there and how that comes together and how you can stick to what you see in your mind as your game plan to help this team flip from a mediocre losing kind of situation to now, okay, now we got a belief that we can win. We can win 1, 2, 3 games in a row. That's where you start seeing the cultural change on the winning side. The other side, the discipline, the belief, all that stuff will flip. But guys, you guys know as well as anybody, you got to win football games. Like as a head coach for me, I knew like, okay, I got to weigh a standard that I'm going to set, that it's got to be every single day. But if I don't win as a coach, it don't matter about that stuff. And we've been able to do that. For AG, it's the same thing. How does it translate into W's? And we'll find out this weekend. There's a lot of, new components, new pieces, new coaching staff. And again, it's got to trickle down, and you got to have the right components around them. And we'll see what that looks like on Sunday.
And we'll see when the wins start coming here, and that's obviously what really matters here. But what I think drove all of us nuts, Anthony, is that, and not to just bag on Saleh, he's a good guy, but he just didn't get it done. And not even going back to Gase, but Saleh in particular, he wasn't honest to me. Like, I'm watching these press conferences, never held anybody accountable, and it drove us nuts because we know better because we're New York sports fans. And to me, the one thing, not the one thing, but one of the many things that I think AG is going to be very different with is he's going to publicly I don't mean embarrass players, but hold them accountable. Does this team have enough dogs for him to be raw and for it not to impact the team? Because he's going to be raw and he's going to be honest.
He is, BT, but it's a very slippery slope when, again, what's actually said to you, the media and the folks out there, versus, okay, what's being said behind closed doors. I'm not going to sit here and say Saleh wasn't like that. I'm sure behind closed doors he did hold guys accountable. It just didn't work out. But for AG, yeah, he's going to – look, if we're out there, no one's going to be just – if the quarterback or receiver or lineman's not playing well, and we all see that, I mean – a lot of people don't know the game of football, but if a guy's getting his ass whipped, it's going to be clear as day. He's going to say, hey, yeah, he's got to play better. He's going to believe in what he does. They're going to trust the process and what they're doing. So, yeah, there's a way to hold guys accountable without kind of brutally putting it out there. But I think the guys respect him. I think the one thing that separates a lot of coaches sometimes, especially with AG, is there's a lot of street cred. Because he's been there, he's done it at the highest level. Like, that resonates with players. It resonates with my players. Like, these things trickle down. But again, you got to have ownership. You got to be up front. These guys want the truth. Whether it's out in public, maybe so in some certain ways, but behind closed doors, 100%. And I think that's what they'll respect him for. And again, that's part of that process and standard and that culture that's going to change, right? That you're talking about. That will help these players. And hopefully, what they're trying to build here for this season and years to come.
Well, don't you think the biggest aspect of that, and we're talking about Anthony Beck, the color analyst for Jets Radio, of course, former Jet tight end, don't you think the biggest aspect of that would be the discipline as far as the lack of penalty? And we'll see that. Now, I want to ask you, how soon is it to expect that we see that? Glenn talked about it. We got to button things up. We can't be beating ourselves. No penalties. We didn't see that in the preseason games. How soon can we expect to see that type of discipline, buttoned up play from the Jets?
Yeah, I think that can happen instantaneously, guys. I mean, the way they practice, the message he sends, not allowing it to happen in practice. When it does happen in practice, does he pull the guy? Does somebody else come in? Like, you got to set those standards throughout the practice. And I've heard it. I've heard the voice, the mic ups and the things that tempo, discipline, bring it back. Like, those things, when you got to do that you got to do it all the time. And you cannot let it slip. And it started day one with him. And I think that's the one thing that's been great is that's going to be what it's going to be. And it has to translate that. And if it doesn't, then they're going to get somebody else in there to do it. So I do believe that that's something that can, as far as penalties are concerned, can be a flip very quickly. So, again, he lives and breathes it every single day. The players know that. And he's going to hold them accountable. I mean, we saw a little bit in preseason. Guy hits a quarterback late, pulls him out of the game, jumps up. Like, that's how you get them to figure it out. And if they don't, you got to find somebody else to do it.
All right, so you're the former pro and you're coaching as well. So if they don't do that week one, I don't want to hear any nonsense about, oh, no, it's going to happen. That's something that you said as a former player. Well, no, I'm just saying, not that we're going to say that.
You're at BT. You got to be honest. Like, everybody's going to have penalties like week one. Like, it's going to be a changing thing.
I'm going to call foul on you right now. It's Sal, not BT. But that's okay.
Should you see it? I said instantaneously being this season, right? So yeah, it has to change. If it doesn't, they are going to be where they're at. And AG said that they're not going to be very good. They're not going to win any games if they continue to do that. So it's something of a point of emphasis, and it should improve because he makes it a point every single day that he's with them.
It's the most maddening aspect of all the losses. I mean, that's the bottom line. You win or you lose, but the penalties, it's been ridiculous. So.
Terrible.
Anthony,
there's no doubt.
It's
can't stand for it, and that's what he's doing.
Can't have it. All right, so we all know Sauce and Brees and Garrett and Q and Quincy. We know the names, right? Give us a name or two, a new guy on the team that you think is going to really show up starting Sunday. We're going to hear his name. We're going to see him make plays, offense or defense. Anybody jump out?
Yeah, I think, on offense, man, and I hate going with rookies, but his temperament is different. I have a son that plays. He was taught differently from me. Mason Taylor had a dad that played at a high level, Hall of Fame level. He just looks different to me. He's more mature. He's been in stadiums where they've had 100,000 people. Like, this isn't going to be very big for him. That transition and what they can utilize, and the fact that, okay, we're waiting to see who this other receiver is going to be. He's got a unique opportunity to really make a big statement as a rookie in the tight end position. And quite frankly, as you look at the history of the tight end, it's been kind of, it's been suspect.
That's been awful.
I mean, we can all sit there. Yeah, it's been bad, So I think a guy like Mason, to me, he's just built a little different than maybe the last, decade of guys that have come through. And I'm really interested to see what that looks like. And to me, I go back to, I always tell people this example of like, how do you make tight ends successful? I go back to when Parcells and those guys drafted Jason Witten. Jason Witten was not a high draft pick. He was not a very fast tight end. They force-fed him the ball, and from there, he just became a great talent. You got to get this guy the ball. You got to have stuff in your playbook that say, look, he is a featured guy on this play or that play, and you got to give him that confidence. Confidence early in anybody's career, especially a rookie, is gonna sky's the limit. So that's one guy. On defense, I really like the secondary guys. The ads of Stevens and Cisco. Cisco's been a traditionally box guy, very physical, very tough, but he is a ball hawk guy. He does get a little aggressive. He may get in a bad spot, but man, he does get around the football. He goes and attacks. And again, Stevens is a guy that really has shown up throughout the entire camp, and he looks to be the guy. That's a really nice combination, guys. When you got a secondary, and then you add Harrison now with the run stopping, which we haven't seen, that extra piece, that's going to, I think, lift the defense up a little bit more to help them really be better than what they've been in the past.
By the way, I thought you might say Mason Taylor. I know he's got some wiggle. Can he block? Because Jet's going to run the ball probably 30 times a week.
I'll say this. There's no tight ends coming out of college that can block effectively. He's just got to get in the way and do it right. I think he wants to do it. It's an attitude.
Okay.
You don't just come out of college and block him. Well, those days are over. Like that doesn't happen. You got to have a mindset. It's an attitude. And I just think for him, he gets it. He's been blocking guys in the SEC. Like, if I'm going to pick any defensive ends and people for him to block, those are the guys I want him to come from. But I just think it means and matters to him. He's going to have his ups and downs there. I'm not going to sit here and I will not co-sign anybody coming out of college that can be a really good blocker. But he'll push himself. He'll get good at it. And they won't put him in those positions where he's going to kind of fall out. But this week, I'll be honest, he's going to be part of whatever that chip game. I mean, you can't let Watt and Membu be on one-on-one the entire game. It's a great matchup. Watt's obviously got a clear advantage, but you got to have another piece there, and he's probably going to be part of that as well.
For years, Anthony, the Jets' defense has been overrated. We expect them to be a team that's going to run the football quite a bit. I don't know how much AVT is going to change that. What do you think will be the identity of this Jets team?
They are going to have to be that, and everybody's going to know that. I think, listen, Justin Fields, there are a lot of things that we're waiting to see. How does that development in the passing game look? How do they utilize him differently now with a full game plan? Who does he fall and get the ball to outside of just, Garrett Wilson? How do the backs imply? But I will say this, he does have a skill set that's elite through the NFL, and that's his legs. And I just think between the running backs and the quarterback, that is a problem for defenses, even if you're trying to stop it. Anytime you have the extra element of the quarterback, you're one guy short on defense. I don't care who you're playing. And if you looked at last year's film of some of the Steelers who've ran teams that have just abolished them running wise, you look at like the Ravens game last year and a couple where they had those kind of quarterbacks, it wasn't pretty. So these are opportunities. That tape's being watched, but that's going to be the identity of the team. You're going to look at it, minimum 30 times every single game. If it's less than that, I really don't think they're going to have to win. But the quarterback's going to have to make some plays with his arm, clearly, for them to take those next steps. That's what we got to see. And is it going to happen week one? It could. But you got to get 4 games. To me, privately, as I look at this team, that's how I'll get a full synopsis of where he is. But he has been an improved player everywhere he's been, even though he hasn't had consistency on anywhere he's been. It's now he's got the confidence. People are backing him. How does he raise his game up to take it to the next step? And can he do it now? Because that's what everybody wants to see.
And I pointed that out. Not everybody wants to hear it, and I want to see it because it's not like it's been massive improvement here. But, year by year, 4 years, that completion percentage gone up incrementally. He's thrown, 14 or 15 more touchdowns than picks over his career. He won 4 games, out of 6 before he got benched. Like, he's not a scrub. He's just not an elite thrower. He's got a very unique skill set. And if the Jets can play the way they want to play, Justin Fields will be awesome. And if not, and they're behind early, and he's got to throw it 25, 30 times a game, the Jets are going nowhere. I mean, I think that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah, I think this is the key, guys. Tanner Engstrand is coming in with the Ben Johnson system. That's the system he knows and loves. That quarterback in that system was not Justin Fields. So how does he acclimate that system to make Justin Fields the most effective quarterback to have success in what they do? And that's a challenge because he's never called plays before in obviously in regular season game situations. And now he's building something around a different style of quarterback, and that's what he's probably been working on the offseason, trying to figure all that out. And what's that going to look like? I'm interested to see because clearly it's not going to be the same mentality as what Detroit was. Even though they ran the ball so effectively and so much, they were so much more efficient at that position. How does that look now with Justin Fields? That'll be the biggest, for me, the eye test with OC and quarterback going into this first game.
Last one for me, Anthony, and I'm surprised. I haven't heard a ton of this. For those of us old enough to have watched Aaron Glenn play, obviously a great corner, really good on special teams for a couple of years as well. And that's how you can steal a couple of wins. The penalties, obviously maybe steal a touchdown or play the field position game from special teams. What is Aaron's influence on that side of the football? Or is it just all delegation to those coaches?
Nah, he touches everything, man. Like, I love the fact that, listen, his back, he's very knowledgeable about all facets as a coach. Obviously, when you're a defensive coordinator, you have to have a clear understanding of what offenses are trying to do. But now the people that he has, he's given them the trust. That's what you have to do. You have to entrust your coordinators and your coaches on what you do. And that's why you got to build a great staff. And we'll see in how all these coaches come together. Ultimately, his job is on the line, dictated on the people that he hired. But he touches everything in practice, man. He's on it. You see him in every aspect, and his hands will be on all that stuff, especially special teams. And I think they do have some really good players from the return game standpoint. I think everybody's still trying to figure out how to really excel in the kickoff return game. So can they get a jump on that? Wangu's been really good the last back end of the season in preseason. So he's a guy when you put back there, he's a little bit more of a running back body. That's what you need in that, and they got a head start on that. So that's a really good player there. So, and then the kicking situation, guys. Obviously, we know in the past. Obviously, last year was a debacle. Nick Folk coming in. Again, everybody's like his age. Yeah, clearly, could he get hurt? Well, all that stuff. Anybody can get hurt, but he has been. The most accurate kicker over the last 3 years in the NFL, which is crazy to think that he was available to go get. But hey, he's healthy. He's ready to go, and he's kicked in this area before, and he knows what it's like. I think he's going to be in a much better spot mentally than some of these other kickers. So, I think the special teams, as far as what AG's touching, it should be a bonus. It's got to be a bonus for this team. They need that side, that face to be a part of what they do to help them win games right now.
Did you get an interview for the Jets head coaching job, Ant?
I did not. No, I did not get an interview. Obviously, really close to the organization. I had an interview with West Virginia, my alma mater. That was my one interview. And listen, I'm working on those things. My feet are on the ground now, being the best head coach in the UFL for the Battlehawks. But I do have aspirations of taking those next steps, and we'll see what happens on that. But that's where I'm at in my world. I want to be a head coach somewhere. It's college. It's weaning up to the NFL. I love it. I love helping, and we've had some success in 3 years. We've done really well in St. Louis with a heavy turnover in our roster. So it's been fun, man, and I can't wait to see it. For Jet fans, I played the game. I played for the Jets, but I also coach now. So it's a really good perspective. And for those that don't listen to the radio, whether they do or don't, it's a good listen, man. I try to give everybody a sense of, and we talked about this last year when you guys were grilling me about my first year. Oh, you got to be honest. I try to give you real stuff, like the mentality of both sides as the player, as the coach, and it's fun. And me and Bob, I can't wait to work with him another year, man. It's been fun. It was a great year one, and ready to rock and roll Sunday, man.
I have two quickies for you about your personal career here, because you just mentioned it. How difficult is that to balance what you do with the Jets? I know it's part-time, obviously, in season, but what you do as a head coach, which I'm assuming is a little bit more work all year long. How do you balance those two?
Yeah, it's actually there's a three-way balance, because what's really nice for me is my kid's a quarterback at Iowa State. I get to go to every one of his games. So I get coaching. I get to watch him. I spent 2 weeks with Iowa State and their staff in the training camp, just trying to learn and grow and that aspect. But I think it really does help me in all aspects. I have the best 365 days a year than anybody I can imagine, because I go to my kids' games. I sit in the stands like a fan, bite my nails off as a dad of a quarterback. Then I come the next day, I jump on a plane, I go to the Jets game, I put my football hat on. Then I go coach for the spring, and I go through the process of evaluating players and cutting players and the closed door stuff. So man, it's a great spot to be in. I manage it well. I've always been someone that's been kind of like multiple things going on in my life, but man, the coaching thing has got me going right now, and I kind of love bringing that aspect out in the actual calling of the games, because I think for me, I don't have to really be a negative downer guy when you're calling football games. I kind of know how to that clearly is not what people should see or want to see, and we got to make sure we talk about that. But in a way, it just doesn't disrupt the framework. I think if anybody were to hear me say something that we're on a staff or anything like that, you would agree, yeah, he's right. So I just think from that aspect, man, how you deliver it is important. And I love working for the Jets, man. I hope for success. I want them to be great, but every game for me, man, I treat it like the Super Bowl, man. I love watching and calling football games and just seeing how things go down. And I guess from my coach's mind, I just break it down a little bit more because now the situational stuff which is important to my life now, is just something that I look at. And hope we got to be better at that too, right? That in the past has not been great. So AG, that'll be something that's always, we'll see how he does. I think he'll be really good at it. But again, it's hard to do. And he doesn't call plays, which is great. So, you got that focus. I don't call plays either. So I'm constantly thinking about the next play, the next down, the score. I'm like calculating. These things are going on in my mind. We talk about this stuff ad nauseum with my staff, and we're always on a group chat. Every game, college game we watch, these primetime things, these guys just continue to blow games, coaches on time management. And we just say we learn from their mistakes, and we just try not to make them. And that's a head coach's job. When you don't call the plays outside of everything else and building the culture like he's doing, game day's a big day when you're not calling plays, and that's going to be a big part of winning games as well for this team.
Dude, the energy's contagious, man. We feel it, and good luck to your son. and listen, Washuzin has been phenomenal forever. You've been a great addition. We love Marty, but you fit in great. So listen, looking forward to the first one with the Steelers here. I know we'll talk throughout the season. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let me know anytime. And tell my guy Birdman, man. He's a GOAT. I love that guy.
Oh, yeah,
Birdman.
we will. He is the GOAT. We will definitely pass along that message. NFL Talk on the Fan, presented by Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between Pittsburgh and New York, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. It's nothing. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. One other note, BT.
Yeah.
Beck in his career. Now, I would label him as, let's say disappointment to be kind here.
First round pick, latest, I think 20-something, yep.
But he played 11 seasons in the NFL as a tight end, multiple teams. From 2000 to 2010, played in 152 consecutive games.
Yeah, he was iron.
Yeah, that's tied. It was tied for the third longest streak in the NFL over that time period, behind only Brett Favre and Peyton Manning.
I didn't realize that.
Me neither. That's what I was going to hit him with right there. I know we're taking him a little bit longer, but the ability to stay healthy and be durable like that.
And he was a stud at West Virginia, too. Think about when you and I did that show a couple of years ago with the Jets and the Giants. He's had multiple first-round top 10 picks. In 2000, the Jets had 4 first-round picks.
I know.
Pennington, obviously Beck, Abraham, and Ellis. They're all pretty good. All right, BT and Sal, back to the calls coming up next. We got Iron Eagle coming up this hour as well, 888-808-1019. Now, FanDuel's making Week 1, and it's here tonight, man. Even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every game day. That's right, $2 million. So here's how it works. Opt in and place an anytime bet on any primetime Week 1 NFL game, including tonight's matchup. All you have to do is use your profit boost, and if the player you pick scores either the first or the last touchdown of the game, you get a piece of the $2 million in bonus bets. First touchdown, you're in. Last touchdown, you're in. Both, even better, you're really in. You're in like Flynn. So whether you got a feeling about that opening drive or maybe banking on a clutch finish, now's the time to jump in the game and have a little fun. Visit FanDuel.com/BT. Download the app. It is simple. It is awesome. I already got the Jets plus 2.5. Let's go. I'm riding them on Sunday. And get started. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply. Profit boost, token boost on select markets. Prizes pool and split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Fans, step up to the plate this fall with Primo Brands home water delivery at water.com. Whether you're hosting the big game or keeping the whole house hydrated, water.com brings your favorites. Poland Spring, Pure Life, and even Saratoga straight to your door. No heavy lifting, no last-minute store runs, just the refreshment you need when you need it. Signing up is easy. Pick your water, choose your schedule, and enjoy. Use code BASEBALL for 50% off your first order, plus free delivery. Stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
It's The Road Ahead, brought to you by our local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its big 3-game series against arch-rival Houston before returning home for another huge series against Toronto.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Week 1 of professional football will kick off this week as we look forward to some fantastic matchups, including 7 division games across the league. However, the game that we're all looking forward to is when Baltimore will head north to face off against the reigning MVP and his squad in Buffalo. A lot of comparisons surround the two quarterbacks for the MVP last season, but now they get a chance to set the record straight in a huge Week 1 matchup. Who will get their team off on the right foot? What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600 plus miles of range. What if it's all that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Is it the driver behind the wheel? No. Are you sure? The new all Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
This just in, the Powerball jackpot is now over $1 billion. Start dreaming without limits and head to the nearest New Jersey lottery retailer for your chance to win.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in Store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
Jets fans, it's time to get ready for kickoff. Be there for Week 1 as your New York Jets take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at MetLife Stadium for the home opener at 1 p.m. on Sunday, September 7th, presented by Moody's. All fans in attendance will receive a Jets flag courtesy of Smirnoff. You don't want to miss the start of the 2025 regular season. Make sure to secure your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Talk New York sports here.
We'll do some more football with Ian Eagle and really other stuff as well. Ian, to me, he is the best broadcaster in the business. We were just talking about it a little bit off the air about other stuff. I think Ian is the best, and we're getting closer and closer to him officially being the number one team. I think it's been long enough. I get that you're behind Nance. There's not much you could do there. And he's also had different pairings here. And we could ask him about this. I mean, he's coming on in a few minutes. But he is so entertaining. He's so entertaining. It makes me want to watch net games.
He's good. He's phenomenal, and he's a really nice guy too. I mean,
did you ever get to know him?
I don't want to overstate it. I mean, I've interviewed him a bunch. I wouldn't even say a bunch. A couple times, Teak back in the day. I think you and I had him on once or so. Right? We did.
Yeah.
And just a very friendly guy, down to earth, hasn't let success go to his head, and nuts and bolts wise, he's great. But he's also funny. He's funny on the air. He's terrific.
I love Ian.
Hall of Famer.
Looking forward to talking to him in just a little bit, and looking forward to watching him as he does the game on Sunday for CBS, of course, with his new partner, J.J. Watt with the Jets. And we'll get into the Giants as well, obviously, but a lot of baseball today, BT, that we've discussed starting the show with the Yankees. Let's get back to those calls here, 888-808-1019. Obviously, Mets on the table, too. But Adam in South Jersey, want to talk about the Yanks. What's up, Adam?
What's up, boys? Hope you guys are well today. BT, while you were away and Sal was on, I called Sal and I told him my new policy when Devin Williams comes in the game was to turn the game off. Because I knew no matter what the score was, I felt they were going to drop the game. And last night, I saw Williams coming and I said, okay, I'm going to stick around for a little bit. 3 pitches, 3 changeups. I said, nope. I turned the TV off. I checked the results after. Listen, there is just bad juju with Williams on this team. And the Yankees are not going to be able to accomplish what they accomplished without the accountability that does not exist. And what the Yankees should do, because they really don't own him for next year, they should DFA him to send a message. They should bring up a kid, because I'd rather see a kid fail than this guy still fail, BT.
Come on.
Come on. He's going to ruin. Listen, you think he's going to come into a game in the postseason and not give it up? Do you really think that?
No. What I see, what I think about Devin Williams, and I've said this before, unfortunately in October I see a walk, a bloop, and then a laser double in the gap that hurts the Yankees at a pivotal spot in the game. I don't trust him, but he's got
enough.
Then
why are you leaving him in?
Hold on, but I'm going to tell you, he's got enough track record where you ride it out. Now, I don't think he's really built for New York, so I don't want him here beyond this year, but the DFA him is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
I was going to say, where's his track record with the Yankees? Aren't we supposed to go for this year's results?
I understand that. It's been a couple of months rather than 7 years of being one of the best in baseball. I'm not even a fan of his.
It's been the whole season, Brandon, the whole season. He's had one little blip where he was okay for a couple of weeks, and every time he comes in, there's bad juju.
Hey, did Luke Weaver make some mistakes last night? What about Duvall? I mean, there's other guys.
But it's not every time with them, BT.
I understand. It's not every time with Devin.
Oh, come on. Look at the ERA overall for the season.
No, Adam, it's not, though.
We know that. We know the ERA.
He pitched, not that we're trying to be apologists for Devin Williams. And thank you for
the opposite.
Yeah, well, I've been more pro Devin Williams. Actually, before the season started, I was more cautious about Devin Williams just because I don't think relievers translate necessarily from one year to the next. They're so fickle. You have no idea what's going to happen with these guys, especially after what Williams did in the postseason. However, if you watched his struggles early on this year, there was a lot of soft contact. Obviously, he wasn't finding the strike zone. You want to blame some of the with that, but there was a lot of bad luck that Williams was pitching into early in the year. Not all of it, but there was some bad luck. Then he righted the ship, and all right, so now he hasn't been perfect. He's certainly been nowhere near what you thought he was going to be. The furthest thing from what you thought he was going to be, and that is maddening. But it's not like he's the worst thing ever.
No, he's not. But I got to tell you, I even thought there may have been one more really good month. I'm looking at his splits right here. So in April, we know April was awful. You just chronicled that, but his ERA was 9, and we knew that. We lived through it. It was rough right. It's early. And then he showed a little stabilization in May, but his ERA was still over 4. And then in June was when he was great, 0.93. But then July was 5.73, August 4.91, and September 54 in the smallest of samples. So he's had one good month, and he's had one outstanding month, and nothing even close that resembles a good month. He's been awful.
Yeah.
But to DFA him is really just, I mean, come on. And I love the passion. And you call a lot, and I get it. You're frustrated. There's no way that's happening. 0.0%.
Yeah, nor should it. It's the same thing with Ryan Helsley, by the way. And you can make an argument that, well, they can't pitch Helsley whenever you don't want to pitch him. Like, they're better off trying to salvage him and getting him right. And if he doesn't get the job done, they're going to lose because of it. Same thing with Williams than just cutting bait and not having him pitch at all. Now, they may get to a spot where you're only going to see Williams in 0 leverage situations. Maybe the same thing for Helsley. I don't know. But do the math. It's hard to go that far in the postseason, through the gauntlet of the postseason, without having Devin Williams and or Ryan Helsley from each team's perspective having some kind of impact, positive impact in the playoffs.
I know what Boone said post-game because I watched it, and I know we got to get a break here, so maybe follow up on this after. I didn't love the rationale. Like, obviously Devin Williams, where he came in versus Luke Weaver, I would have liked to have seen that flipped. Yeah. It was based on lefties and righties and splits and pitch preferential,
Lanes,
driven by numbers, obviously. Didn't work out. And but I didn't love that. I did not love the way that sequence went.
BT and Sal on the Fan, Iron Eagle, when we come back. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. I love them. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with a new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp, wrinkle-resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The Dodgers were a better matchup than the Padres were for the Mets, and obviously the Dodgers go on and win the World Series and beat everybody. So just get in there, and I feel really, really confident about where they are right now. I don't think that they're going to fall apart.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. The Clippers reportedly paid Kawhi Leonard $28 million through a Steve Ballmer-funded company that's now bankrupt. No real work, just a secret clause tying the money to Kawhi staying on the Clippers. If true, it's textbook salary cap circumvention. And the Clippers still haven't made the NBA Finals. I'm Maggie Gray.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
High 78, low 61 with a chance of rain.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. When I was a young clinician practicing as a physical therapist, I used to see people come into the clinic and say to myself, these simple injuries can all be prevented if you visit your physical therapist before the injury, such as strengthening, flexibility, balance. My physical therapist and myself are here to treat you. If you get injured with a slip or fall around the house, or you strain your low back, or you happen to hurt your knee golfing, JAG Physical Therapy has state-of-the-art facilities where our physical therapists have top-notch equipment to help you recover from your injury or illness as quick as possible and ready to go back into the game of life.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations in New Jersey. 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. More inventory, featuring one of the East Coast's largest selections of new and pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers to keep your Mercedes-Benz running like new. And of course, legendary Ray Cattina customer service, where you always come first. Experience the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls in a little bit. Right now, a very special guest. I thought he was ducking me. Since I moved to the middays with you, BT, I feel like I haven't heard from Iron Eagle in quite some time. We used to text, and now we do not. He's since moved on in multiple partners at CBS. A new one will be unveiled this Sunday while he does the Jets game. Jets Steelers, Iron Eagle, J.J. Watt on the call. We welcome to the show, Iron Eagle. How are you, Iron?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First one, Juan Soto. Is there a locker room dynamic issue? Second one, Nolan McLean. Do you think if he put his mind to it, he could have played in the NFL? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
He looks like he's 30. He'll start more trouble.
Oh, God. Do you actually watch baseball? Because you don't call it. I mean, you call everything else. Do you watch baseball at all?
I do. I grew up a Mets fan, so I'm into it. Yes.
How do you watch anything without like just critically analyzing what the broadcasters are doing? How do you do that, man? That's got to be impossible for you.
Yeah, I'm just on a Slack channel with Gary, and I just send him my thoughts throughout the broadcast. No, I can watch as a fan because I don't call baseball.
Okay.
And I can truly view it through that perspective. So all the things that you guys deal with on a day-to-day basis, the calls, the topics, I'm living in it. I'm the embodiment of it. I feel it.
How do you think Sal would be in the booth, by the way, Bird? How would Sal do?
Unfiltered. You'd have to put it on SNY After Dark.
Ah.
I like it. I'd put Dennis Miller to shame. All right, so how about your new partners here, Ian? Obviously, it was new after Fouts with Charles Davis. I enjoyed you guys. Yep. I thought you were doing a good thing. Now they decided to move J.J. Watt from the desk to the booth. Where are you at with your new partner yet again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing from a lot of people, and everybody seems to be saying, like, you're the most yoked Booth. And I know. Yeah. I'm not going to deny it. We have a very similar workout routine, and we wear the same size clothes. It's going to be great. No, to be perfectly honest, the whole lead up to it has been fantastic. He's very prepared. He obviously has the experience as a Hall of Fame player. And then the added part of this job is, what kind of perspective do you have? What kind of takes do you have? Are you opinionated, which he is? And can you back it up? And then the little extra secret sauce is he's got a tremendous sense of humor. He's self-deprecating. He wants to be a really good teammate. So far, so good. We haven't even called our first regular season game yet, just the two of us. We did a game last year on Netflix. We did a preseason game this year, Jets and Philadelphia Eagles, but I can already tell he checks all the boxes.
Mm-hmm. Just make sure it doesn't hijack and make it a Steelers day. I know you won't let him, though, because of his brother here. Keep this one down the line, right down the middle. If anything, pro-Jets sign, let's go.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might come up at some point, but I think he has gone out of his way to make sure it's not going to be an issue. But clearly, he's still at a place where his brother is one of the premier players in the NFL. Their relationship is really close. There's a third brother that played in the NFL, Derek Watt.
Yeah.
And the crazy part, I mean, this is not really a known story, although I think I told it a few years ago. I asked him once, you're JJ, your brother's TJ, but your other brother is Derek. Why is he not DJ Watt? It sounds to me like a guy that would make a lot of money playing bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, quinceañeras. And he said, you really want to know why? I said, yeah, this is when he was playing back in the day. He said they originally thought he was going to be DJ Watt, but they watched Full House, and Derek got made fun of at school because of DJ Tanner.
Oh, my, come on.
And the nickname went away. He's now Derek Watt forever.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's like a gold yarn of information.
That's funny. All right, so you've sat down with Tomlin quite a bit. He's been there forever.
Yeah.
Of course, you know Aaron, who played for the Jets and as coach for a while. I imagine you guys will sit down tomorrow, and if so, well, what are you expecting from Aaron Glenn as the head coach now, the man in charge?
Yeah, we had 3 production meetings in the preseason with Aaron. He's very straightforward, direct. You can see why he's a great communicator with players. He doesn't beat around the bush. He just deals with it. And in many ways, similar to Tomlin, in that ilk of, hey, I'm just going to tell it like it is, and then we're going to handle our business from there. You know, the one difference is the common theme I heard in any of these meetings. Aaron played at such a high level, was a 3-time Pro Bowler. And when he walks in the room, guys, you remember, oh, he's 5'8". Like, this guy was one tough SOB to play in the league like he did, to build the reputation that he did. And I do think that translates in what he's trying to get across to his players: toughness, accountability, and being highly competitive. That's the one difference you'd like to see from the team this year. No idea if it's going to turn into 8 wins, 9 wins. I know, some Jets fans want to visualize what this could be. They have to be competitive. They lost 7 games that were 1-score games last year, and any Jets fan remembers a bunch of winnable games in a 5-12 season. You win 4 of those games, and you're talking about an entirely different kind of year. So the compete level, and I think the biggest difference this year, the defense has to turn the ball over. They've got to make game-winning plays. They have to slam the door shut in close games. That wasn't happening last year, and there's a new attitude, there's a new philosophy, and you could just feel a new vibe talking to the players, and they all would mention Aaron and his playing career and the connection made based on that.
But when you have a quarterback that has trouble throwing the football, that could be a little impediment there. What do you think of Justin Fields getting a fresh start here with a new organization, being the guy with the Jets now?
Yeah, just feel a lot more maturity than the young man I met when he was a rookie in Chicago, and that's normal in the NFL. And fortunately, I've been doing this job a long time, so that means you do a lot of production meetings, players, coaches, etc. And you do see the transformation and the evolution including a young Tom Brady or a young Drew Brees, and then to see what they eventually become. The thing with Justin, I think he was fighting the expectations in Chicago, and now is at a place and has to realize he's at a crossroads. This is either going to make his career and he's going to continue being an NFL starting quarterback, or he's going to fall into that next category if this season doesn't go according to plan, where you're just fighting to stay in the league and fighting to find the right situation and be a backup and accrue years in the NFL as opposed to having productive seasons and making a mark in your career. So I do think he recognizes that. He understands it. Had a bunch of Steelers games last year when he started and then when Russell Wilson took over. And there are still people in Pittsburgh that believe if they just stuck with Justin Fields, that their season may have been different. So he gets a chance to reinvent himself a little bit, and I'm curious to see what this offense is really going to look like. Tanner Engstrand comes over from Detroit, and he was the passing game coordinator. This is going to be a run-heavy offense, and the hit on the offensive line, Elijah Vera-Tucker, that's real because it not only affects having a guy that you relied on that right side, but it affects the rookie, Armand Membu, who knew that he could look to his left and had someone that was trustworthy and would do his job well, which would take a little bit of pressure off of the rook.
There's no question. That hurts for sure. Of course, Ian Eagle, BT and Sound on the Fan. Ian in the booth, CBS, 1 o'clock, week 1, Jets and the Steelers. Jets 2.5-point home dogs. So, somebody like JJ looks at the tape from a player's perspective, and he'll come up with Rodgers still has it, Rodgers doesn't. You've been around the game a long time, though, so I don't want to put you in a spot because you are calling the game play-by-play. But do you think that Aaron Rodgers is still capable of slinging this thing at a pretty high level or no?
Yeah, I think he's still capable of slinging it. The questions with Aaron will come on movement, and he was one of the great, to me, pocket presence guys in that he could avoid a rush with a very subtle step to the left or move to the right. And that was instinctual. That was something that he had in him and then had the physical attributes to back it up. Brady obviously was great at it as well. You just don't have the same reaction time that you used to have when you're at that age. The positive, if you're the Steelers, is that you're really not asking Aaron Rodgers to go out and be a magician for you. And I know this term gets tossed around and is usually a negative connotation, but in this case, just go manage the game. Manage the game. The defense should be a top 5 defense. They obviously addressed the skill position with DK Metcalf and then paid him, and I think he's highly motivated. I think the tight end Freiermuth is going to benefit greatly from Rodgers. The run game has been adjusted with Jalen Warren now stepping as the lead guy, Caleb Johnson, rookie from Iowa, backup, no more Najee Harris, and an offensive line that they believe in. They are going young at the tackle positions with Broderick Jones now shifting to the left side and with Dantanu getting a chance to be healthy and star on the right side. They've got a young center. So I just think they're giving it one last shot, guys. If I look at their roster, what they did defensively, acquiring Slay and Ramsey, Thornhill, to me it seems as if they believe they can go one last shot at this thing before they might have to make wholesale changes in the future.
How much are we going to be watching the Aaron Rodgers show during the broadcast? Is it like obviously it's the main storyline going to the game, Rodgers returning to MetLife Stadium, all that. Are we conscious effort here to make it about Aaron Rodgers in this week 1 matchup?
Well, we'll probably lead with Bubby Brister.
Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to go through the ranks of guys that play for both teams. Look, obviously Aaron is a focal point, not only because he just played for the Jets, but because where he is in his career. This is someone that will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's in his 21st season in the NFL. He's 41 years old. And, oh, by the way, he has this whole chapter that he just went through, a bizarre 2-year journey with the New York Jets that never quite took hold. So, yeah, certainly it's going to be a big storyline. But you guys know, once the game starts, go do the game. That's my philosophy. I don't believe in the theory that, hey, we got to do this many shots ahead of time. We got to get to this in the second. Let's get a feel for the game. The game's going to dictate where our coverage goes, in my mind.
It's going to be 40,000 plus Steeler fans there, Bird. You see that?
I did. I saw the fact that they are well represented. They travel really well, I'll say that. I had Steelers-Raiders last year in Las Vegas, and that ended up being Fields' last start. And Pittsburgh won the game, and they went 4-2 with Fields as the starting quarterback. That might have been 70% Steeler fans in attendance for the Raiders and Steelers last year. They do travel really well.
Would you take a chance on Ben Simmons if you're the Knicks?
What do you need him for? Is it just a defensive presence, someone off the bench that could guard 1 through 5 at a minimum deal? Yeah, I would.
I'm with you.
I'm
with you.
If you're looking for more from him, you're just not going to get it at this stage of his career. And you saw last year with the Clippers, which seemed like a really good fit, by the playoffs, he wasn't really playable. They got to that stage where he was not in the rotation. So I just don't know come playoff time if Ben Simmons would be a part of your big plans for a team that believes they can win the Eastern Conference. But if he's accepting of the role and his ego can accept it, which I'm not sure is the case, I would consider it.
Well, then that would be the deterrent. If the ego gets in the way of his new role, then I'm not interested at all. And by the way, I'm with you just from a basketball, like infusing him within the Knicks, 5 minutes a half and, passing over people, alleviating some defensive pressure from Brunson. There's basketball reasons that you and I could both list where it makes sense here. But he said yesterday he's not even sure if he wants to play. So if he's not committed on playing, now I'm not even in a small role. If you don't know if you want to play, you were already basically saying, I don't want to play, so we don't need you at this point.
Yeah, the way I would categorize it, that stretch of time for the Nets, it was a number of mercurial players and personalities, and he might have been the most mercurial of the bunch. It was tough to read day in and day out what was going on there and what was motivating him.
Ryan also obviously famously got a start here at WFAN, was a part of the Mike and the Mad Dog show. You ever play golf with Francesa?
No, I've never been offered, but
so
I don't
never almost killed you.
Really? You've never been offered at all? Never?
No. I've never been offered. That's not a statement on him. It's really more a statement on me. I don't play. I don't really do things that I can't be good at, basically.
Maybe we should take the same lesson. Heed the same advice. You should see us out there. Good God
I'd have a problem. I'd be tied to my couch. Well, just Mike. We played BT, and I played with Mike this summer, and
yes,
Mike had an errant shot that hit BT in the chest. So
drilled me right in the chest.
Yeah, and that was by accident.
Well, it's up for debate. Even my wife said it. He tried to kill you. I swear to God, it hurt like hell, man.
I thought, I might be having a new partner soon after that shot. So,
and now BT's in litigation, so it's all good.
Yep, taking him for everything he's got.
Ian, you are the best. We appreciate the time as always. We'll enjoy watching you on the broadcast on Sunday with JJ Watt. Good luck this season. We'll talk to you soon.
Great. Just tackle the Soto stuff at the other side of the update.
He's starting trouble again here, Bird. I don't know what to tell you. He started up.
He said it. I didn't. Those are the quotes from the paper. Thanks, Ian. See you later.
See you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks, dude.
Those are things you can text me about. Don't bring it up. No, I mean, we talked about it. Ian's the best because he'll send the emoji, the bird emoji when you text it.
Does he really?
He tags it with the bird emoji.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
What?
does. He's got his own emoji. Yeah, he's Ian Eagle.
I wouldn't expect that.
The Birdman emoji.
I wouldn't expect that.
He is the best. I wish we had the better interviews with Ian are like Jimmy Trainer does it on the SI Media podcast where you get
there's no focus. You just bounce around.
Long form.
He's great.
You got an hour and just talk about his career. He is tremendous. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the game with him on the call and JJ Watt. And you're right. It's going to be about Rodgers, Watt, and his brother.
Keep him in line, Ian. Or Ian.
Oh,
Ian.
Yeah. Ian will.
Jesus.
You know that. All right.
Of course he will.
BT and Sal on the fan. We'll come back. Reset down with the king topic of the day. 888-808-109, the number to call right now. Let's get you updated. Here's Peter Schwartz.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12:01. I'm Peter Schwartz. This report is sponsored by the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Get all your parlays, money line, and prop wagers made on all the sports action at the Meadowlands Racetrack's FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in North America. 21 plus to wager and present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, the NFL season begins tonight in Philadelphia. The Eagles hosting the Cowboys. Coverage on WFAN FM at 7:30. Kickoff is at 8:20. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn made it official this morning. Jets guard Elijah Vera Tucker is out for the season with a torn triceps. Jets open up their season Sunday at home against the Steelers. Justin Fields will be going up against his former team.
It's just all about, me playing efficient, me playing smart, and taking care of the football on the offensive side of the ball, especially this upcoming Sunday. I think they led the league in turnovers last year, so that's going to be very one important factor that we're going to look to do this Sunday, and just continuing to get better each and every day, each and every week, and progressing throughout the season.
Kickoff Sunday, 1 o'clock. Giants open up Sunday against the Commanders in Washington, also at 1. Baseball, after an 8-7 loss last night, Yankees put the wraps on their series with the Astros in Houston tonight on WFAN AM at 7 o'clock. First pitch at 7:40. Mets are off. They open a series against the Reds Friday night in Cincinnati. And from the NBA, the Nets reportedly signing free agent guard Cam Thomas to a 1-year, $6 million qualifying offer. 77 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. That's what's happening with sports flashes at the top of the hour. I'm Peter Schwartz.
Throws for the end zone. The home of the NFL on Westwood 1 is WFAN. Touchdown! The Cowboys take on the Super Bowl champion Eagles to kick off the 2025 season. 8:20 tonight. Thursday night football on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
FanDuel is making Week 1 even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every game day. That's right, $2 million. Here's how it works. Opt in and place an anytime TD bet on any Week 1 NFL game, including tonight's matchup, using your profit boost. And if the player you pick scores either the first or the last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million in bonus bets. First touchdown, you're in. Last touchdown, you're in. Both, even better. So if you got a feeling about that opening drive or you're banking on a clutch finish, now's the time to get in the game. Visit FanDuel.com/GO, that's GIO, to download the app today and get started. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick or last TD pick. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits, they stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmitt Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 sold in Mississippi.
When
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only. September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. See the new boat models from all the major manufacturers. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterboatshow.com. See you there.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and
Salicata back on the Fan. We are down with the king topic of the day. We started the show talking about the Yankees and a rough loss last night, so we can continue that conversation, work some other stuff in as well. But BT, last night, just as Yankee fans started to feel, just as we started to get behind that team, thinking maybe it's going to be different, take the first two from the Stros in a house of horrors down there in Houston, the Yankees and their problems reared their ugly heads.
They did, but as I said at the start of the show here, there's really certainly not in a 3-game series, though the history with Houston would make you feel better about what the Yankees could be this year. I wasn't as deeply connected to the performance in the Astros, Toronto Tigers, and Boston series 12 games here as an absolute determining factor as to whether or not I think the Yankees can get to and win a World Series. I've had reservations all year. They've had some very volatile spots. They've handled bad teams and they've smoked them, so there's been a false reinforcement. But I think when you look at all the things the Yankees do well and all the things the Yankees struggle with, I don't think the Yankees are really that different from any of these other teams around baseball. So it's going to come down to catching the ball, which has been an issue at certain points. Next couple of days, but really it starts in October.
Yeah, I guess my issue is that this is not any big term like, oh, the Yankee season is over because of the way they lost last night, but it's a problem that continues to happen. And just when we thought maybe we were moving past it, again it happens, whether it's the pass ball, Austin Wells not knowing how to block a ball behind home plate as a catcher. Him and Rice have had that problem, and the Yankees don't care about it. Whether it's Giancarlo Stanton in left field, which we know he shouldn't be there. Boone said he wasn't going to be there. He is there. Yankees don't care about it because they want to get his bat in the lineup. Now, hopefully that's just a limited time deal here before Judge gets back in the outfield. But either way, they're doing it in a tight game, in a game that, like, they got to try to win the division here. Every game matters. You're trying to win the division. Is 20-something games to go. You got Giancarlo Stanton playing in left field. This is not spring training. It's not, mid-June. We're down to the crunch time here. It's September baseball. You got Stanton in left field. He misplays the ball. And all those things add up. Bad Devin Williams. Yes, awful umpiring. And that was a big focal point, of course, of the conversation earlier, in case you missed, check it out on the free Odyssey app. But that's not the reason that they lost. The bullpen imploded. The defense was bad. And yet again, the Yankees coughed up another game. I mean, they've got a ridiculous amount of blown games here over the course of this season.
They've coughed up a lot. And the crazy thing, too, about putting Stanton in left field, like, it's easy to justify, even because, number one, you want Judge and Stanton playing until Judge is ready to, not going to be there tonight either. He's not ready to play tonight, if you guys were wondering. But I look at whether it's Fenway, whether it's 314 down the line of right field in the Bronx, whether it's last night out in Houston. The funny thing is, like, Houston might be the smallest because I think they said on the broadcast when I could actually hear it and Prime wasn't interrupted a million times. But Austin Wells' home run would have only been out of that stadium. But so it's short. But the configuration is actually very odd because it's not uniform. When you get that slice back behind Stanton when you get to left center field, that's so it's easy from down the line to whatever 15, 20 feet to the right of it, but then you get behind it, it gets tricky. So I wouldn't overthink this. I don't know that I'd run him out there tonight. He's just, he's not. Listen, you're getting away with playing him a lot, which is, I think you're tempting fate, though. Just because Stanton's been really, really good as a hitter and he's been functional, last night aside, as an outfielder, I'm still not going nuts. I mean, this guy's a torn, or not torn, but a pulled whatever from not even being ready for October, which they need him for. So tighten things up, come out, or, how much you trust Rodon? Debatable. I don't really trust him on the road as much. But if you win tonight, it's 2 out of 3, and then there's a better feeling. But last night was brutal. There's no doubt about it.
The implosion hurt. The way that you lose that game, brutal. The Mets also had a rough go of it yesterday, failing to get the sweep of the Tigers. And we mentioned it specifically with Ryan Helsley, who we had a disagreement. I have no problem with him being in that spot. A 1-run deficit late. I mean, you got to try to find something here with Helsley, but he has been a disaster, was a disaster yet again. I've never seen anything like it, BT. A guy with that type of stuff who was as dominant as he was not only a year ago, but this year before getting traded to the Mets has become one of, if not the worst pitchers in baseball. I have seen position players more effective in relief outings than I have with Ryan Helsley, and that is a problem, a big problem for the Mets.
You can't pitch him. He stinks, which is why I was all over Mendoza for putting him out there in a 1-run game. I think that was the wrong move, clearly. I did not like that by Mendoza. I know that they were losing, not winning, but he's just not pitchable right now. And it's not 2, 3, 4 outings. He's been that bad. It's been basically, I think, 9 or 10 at this point. Ever since he came over, he's been absolute garbage, to the point where, you forget about a pitcher. He's quickly becoming, if they continue to play him and he continues to be this bad, the worst trade deadline acquisition in the history of the Yankees or the Mets. He has been wretchedly bad.
I'd have to think about it. There have been some bad ones. I mean, Billy Taylor comes to mind for me with the Mets. Helsley, I think, has been worse than that. But I don't know about the entire history. If you think about the trades that both the Yankees and Mets made, and we'll start with the Devin Williams. I know that was before the season, wasn't a trade deadline acquisition. It was before the season. But Williams and McMahon and Cedric Mullins and Helsley, both trade deadline additions. I mean, that has been brutal. Both have been brutal. One worse than the next. I mean, Mullins has been a total zero to the point where they don't even play him in center field anymore. Jeff McNeil getting reps out there. Helsley's unpitchable. Devin Williams has been a disaster the majority of the year, and Ryan McMahon can't buy a base hit. So, I mean, both those trades were supposed to deliver better results, and they have not for each team.
No, they haven't worked out, but I think that of all those moves, I think Ryan McMahon's had the most impact, because once Ryan McMahon showed up, and he's not hitting you right, although he did have a rocket to right field on a fastball late in the game, but he's an elite third baseman. And while Volpe has still been a little skittish, and we talked about this, even plays he's made, he looks out of whack. Ryan McMahon has at least stabilized that side of the infield here, where Mullins, and I know that Taylor's hurt for the Mets, so he couldn't play anyway, he's on the IL. Mullins is not hitting. He's not the defensive center fielder that Taylor is, so the answer wouldn't be Mullins. Helsley's been an absolute train wreck. And obviously, the other additions for the Yankees have not worked out so far. With Devin Williams before the season, but even Doval and these. I mean, nobody's really doing their job except. One
of the other arms that they got wasn't even Jake Bird or whatever his name is. He was down immediately.
Yeah, he got sent down right away from the Rock. The guy before the Rockies, right? I think that McMahon, to me, has been the biggest upgrade, because the Yankees' left side of the infield went from almost unwatchable and unplayable to at least at third base phenomenal. He catches the baseball as well as anybody.
If you want to inquire or add all the acquisitions that they made, Taylor Rogers, to me, is it Tyler or Taylor? I get that mixed up. I think it's Tyler Rogers. They have, I know the brothers, Tyler Rogers, Tyler Rogers, to me, has been the guy that's done his job the most. Yeah, Bednar hasn't been bad either. But of all, think about it. It was slim pickings from all the moves, and everybody was praising all those guys. Oh, not really. I mean, I didn't think the Mets did enough. I said it, both the Mets and Yankees didn't do enough. Yankees overhauled their roster, but it still, to me, wasn't the over-the-top change that they needed. I wanted Quan, remember, at the time.
You did want Quan.
And the Mets, I certainly didn't want Cedric Mullins. I was like, bullpen I was okay with. I thought Helsley was going to be good, but they obviously chose poorly. Mullins, I didn't love it, and I wanted to know the starter, and they didn't do that. So, I mean, there was a lot to be desired, even with the grading that we were giving him, whatever, an A it was for both Cashman and David Stearns.
And to you, like, what's more frustrating? Let's say that Stearns and Cashman didn't do anything, or going out and getting guys who either don't fit New York or just, aren't playing well at this point. To me, because, again, lauding is a little strong, but I was absolutely positive in terms of how I reacted to what Cashman did at the deadline, and same with David Stearns. Now, other teams wanted all of those players. They're not performing for either team right now. It doesn't mean... like, at the end of the day, obviously, it doesn't seem to be the right moves. But in real time, those moves seem to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but in real time, sure. But we could say that. It's their job to get them right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to adjust it now.
Let's just focus on, you can focus on Williams or Helsley, whatever you want. Now, Williams, obviously, not a trade deadline thing. You want to focus on Helsley, fine. You got to figure it out. Like, that's got to be part of the equation. Not, what do we got to give up? It's got to be, is Duran better than Helsley? Do we believe his stuff will play better? Is his mentality better for New York?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the answer.
It's
but
also what you want to give up prospect-wise. That's a big part of it.
No, but to me, that should not be
No, but I'm saying for their evaluation,
right, but
that's what I'm saying.
That's where they're wrong. So if they said, let's just say, and maybe the better example or the easier one to do it is to say, well, we didn't want to give up more for Harrison Bader, so we settled on giving up nothing for Cedric Mullins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would just say, well, who's the better player? Is it Bader or Mullins? Not that Bader is that much better than Mullins, but he is better and has had a bigger impact on the Phillies than Mullins has had on the Mets. That's where I get on the Mets. And obviously with Helsley, there is some kind of an issue. They thought that he was a safer bet for many different reasons, whether it's the stuff, whether it's what they had to give up, whatever it may be. They didn't want to run. They chose Helsley to be their focal point. And he has been a total bust and disaster. That's not on me or you. That's on them.
No, there's no doubt.
The people that made the decisions. I don't want to hear about it. I'm shocked by it.
Yeah.
They're the ones who chose him. Figure it out.
Oh, there's no question. There's nothing to figure out now except who you get rid of. I mean, there's no other moves to be made.
Well, they got to fix him, dude.
I know. I'd fix him in the bullpen. That's where you and I really disagree. To put him out there yesterday was ridiculous. But here's my question for you. So if you want Senga banished, which I agree with, why don't you want Helsley banished?
Because I believe more.
Senga's at least done something for the Mets since he got here.
No, I think Helsley's potential is greater to have an impact this year in the postseason than Senga.
Understood, but to me, one guy looks as if he's taken a step back in Senga for sure. The other guy looks like he's a double-A project at this point.
Right, well, maybe they could send him down to the minors too. They're trying to get him right in real time. Senga's supposed to be a starter. He's giving you nothing. So send him down to the minors, try to get him right. That's problem number one. Helsley's problem number two. I mean, I'm trying to fix him. He's unpitchable at this point. But I believe that it's worth squeezing every last bit out of Helsley because he could come in and be an impact reliever later in games, potentially. Whereas I don't think Kodai Senga can have that big of an impact on the Mets in the postseason.
What's the point of expiration? When does the experiment end? I mean, is it a week? Is it 2 more? How long are we going to run this guy out here?
Think of it this way. You'd have to, assuming that they're going to have 13 pitchers, right? 13 pitchers on the postseason roster. You carry 13 and 13?
I'd have to look at but probably.
So you're going to have to, by that point, I'm not worried about the regular season. I'm worried about the postseason.
Right.
By that point, you're going to have to figure out who are your best 13 pitchers that can help us in the playoffs. I do not believe Senga could be a weapon out of the bullpen. And I also don't trust him to start. Now, maybe he gets himself right in the minor leagues. I don't know. That's why I'm eliminating him. If Helsley, would you trust Ryan Stanek? I would still trust the potential of figuring out Helsley over Stanek when you get to that point. You're going to have guys, there's going to be 2 guys going to be out of those 13 are going to be guys you don't want to see anywhere near the mound, but I'd rather take my chance with a guy who still throws 102 and was as recently as a month and a half ago one of the best relievers in baseball.
But he also had issues with St. Louis. It was not a flawless run. He tripped over himself a few times out there as well. But see, this is what I don't get. I'm still confused. To me, so Senga unravels because he labors and he picks and he picks and he picks. And you look up, he's got 89 pitches. It's the fourth inning, right? But there's evidence that Senga, while he ultimately and eventually implodes and doesn't do his job as a starter, has at least gotten people out. The moment Helsley steps on the mound, it's rocket, 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 rocket. So to me, I think there's more evidence that Senga, even out of the pen, could do something and get people out.
Where's your evidence out of the pen?
Well, where's the evidence that Helsley's the worst pitcher in baseball, dude? Yeah. He's horrendous.
Yeah, since he's been in
He stinks.
No, but go back to your Senga point. Where's your evidence with Senga being effective out of the pen?
No. What I'm saying is you
just said that.
I'm going to walk you through it.
But that's a part of the conversation.
For sure. There's no doubt. What I'm saying is that there's evidence. And it's ample because he's had a lot of starts where it's not like Senga goes out and gives up 9 runs in the first inning and he's hitting the showers.
Right.
Most of Senga's starts have been fairly stable, and then he's teetered, pitch count, double, gone, boom, 4 1/3, done. But he has gotten outs, and a lot of those starts, he's gotten outs early. So he's come out of the bullpen and gotten outs and done his job, whereas Helsley hasn't gotten anybody out. Now, to be fair, I don't know, I admit this, if Senga went to the pen, that he would automatically come out and get out. I don't know that. But what I do know is the guy that keeps getting called is the worst pitcher in baseball in Helsley. He is unpitchable, Sal.
Maybe right now, but that can change. We've seen things like that change before. A month and a half ago, he's one of the best relievers in the sport, so he could be the worst right now. Nobody's going to argue that. He still throws 102. Like, I'll take my chances with that being an easier fix than Kodai Senga, who, by the way, is going to have to be a starter and go out there and give you, like, do you trust him to start when I have better options to start? I don't have better options, unfortunately, than Ryan Helsley to come out of the bullpen. Like, who's going to be pitching the high leverage spot? Yeah, Diaz,
Rogers.
Brooks Raley, Rogers, those are three for sure. Well, Soto, he's got his issues, but that's fine.
That's fine, lefty, whatever.
So I'll take my chances with trying to figure out a guy who throws 102 and should have a nasty slider that he's got to control. Now, he could be a lost cause. It could be over for him. Obviously, that's the way that it's going. I'm just saying that of the two, I still believe what Helsley at his strength, what he possesses, is more impactful than what Kodai Senga at his best possesses, especially if you factor in Tong in the rotation with McLean, with Holmes, Peterson. Like, I could get by with those guys.
Yeah. I guess what I'm not even taken back, but a little confused by, Senga's actually done something here for the Mets. Now, dude, he's had some good moments here.
He has sucked since he got hurt. On that day.
Talking about the throw from Alonso.
Yeah, he's come back and
I understand that.
sucked.
No, I know. But I'm saying he's got, like, put it this way. Helsley has zero equity with the Mets. And at least Senga's got some. I'm not saying it's 90%, but he's got more than zero. You have seen him step on a mound and flash good stuff.
Helsley's first outing with the Mets was as impressive a performance as you could have asked for. And I remember being wowed by it. I think everybody in the building was wowed by it. I think people watching were like, oh, my God, here we go. He's got nasty stuff.
I understand he's got nasty stuff,
so
but I mean, they're hitting him like
it.
he's a batting practice machine. You keep telling me 102 slider. Get somebody out.
I understand.
My God,
that,
he's terrible. But I would be livid. Like, honestly.
But I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
What I'm arguing,
I'm saying, but
so what do you want to do? DFA him?
Honestly, maybe.
You just said you wouldn't do that with Devin Williams.
Here's what I don't want to do.
Devin Williams has sucked all year.
No. He hasn't been better than Helsley?
No, all year? What are you kidding me? Look at
the numbers are better.
Look at
you want to argue stats?
Yeah, no. You like stats.
No,
I like
stats
reality.
Wait. No, the reality.
Are you telling me that Ryan Helsley was not a better reliever for the majority of this year than Devin Williams? I know you're not saying that.
I'm talking about Helsley as a Met versus Devin Williams as a Yankee. Devin Williams has been better.
But why are you being selective? Devin Williams.
Because I don't know if Helsley can handle New York. That's why.
He can't handle the road with the Mets right now.
I don't know what the problem is, Sal, but
I don't think it's a New York thing. I think it's he's not getting his pitches over thing.
The guy, how he goes in.
Is it a Williams New York thing?
It could be. I've said that. It very well could be. I don't know.
But he's also had some success at certain times.
He had one good month. Yeah. We talked about the 0.93 a couple of months ago. I don't know what it is. I just know. Listen, neither guy gives you a lot of confidence right now, Devin Williams or Helsley. But I mean, again, Helsley, it's rocket, bench. At least Devin Williams gets a guy out and gets squeezed by the umpire before he fails.
No, for the record, right now, I would take Williams over Helsley. Like I said that literally last night on SNY. I'm talking about overall. Helsley is blown away Williams' year.
Incorporating the Cardinals. Yeah, but
that's a big part of it. Incorporating the Cardinals. Ryan Helsley didn't wake up and start his career as a Met. Look at what he's done.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is Helsley has shown zero evidence that he's fitting in New York. In a pennant race,
right?
Where behinds get tight and throats get dry. I mean, this guy looks like he's terrified of the stage, and every time he shows up, he gets knocked around like a piñata.
See, that I'm not seeing. Terrified of the stage. I don't know where you're getting that from. I don't see that.
Well, listen, I construe an inability to do your job when there's such a drop. Right. It's not like if he pitched this way in St. Louis, which we know he didn't. And the Mets were like, he's got good stuff. We think we can make him this massive reclamation project like the other guys they got, right? With the pitching lamp. Then that would be That would make no sense. He was good with the Cardinals. He comes here. He throws up all over himself for the moment he steps on a mound. So
that's not true. His first outing was
Sal.
His first
I'm not talking about his first outing. Every outing since then.
But his first outing was literally in New York.
Well, what the hell happened? What about the other 9?
I don't know. I'm just saying that it's not since he first got here. So maybe I'm hanging on to the 102. Maybe I'm hanging on to the first outing. Maybe I'm hanging on to what he's done in St. Louis. All I'm saying is kicking him to the curb at this point does no good. Whereas I personally, we can disagree on it, and who knows? There is no right or wrong. We'll find out what the Mets do. I would value trying to get Helsley right more than I would Kodai Senga at this point.
Okay, now that was how this whole started. No, we got a break. That's how it started. What I would say is I don't want to see either right now if I'm a Mets fan, but at least from a Mets perspective, Senga's done something for the Mets. This new guy has done 0.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls after a break. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Stop dealing with your neck pain, back aches, sciatica, and go Dr. J. Shah at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist. Got to send my wife there. She's got the migraines all over the place. A migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same day and next day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit SamwellPain.com.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
FanDuel is making Week 1 even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every game day. That's right, $2 million. Here's how it works. Opt in and place an anytime TD bet on any Week 1 NFL game, including tonight's matchup, using your profit boost. And if the player you pick scores either the first or the last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million in bonus bets. First touchdown, you're in. Last touchdown, you're in. Both, even better. So whether you got a feeling about that opening drive or you're banking on a clutch finish, now's the time to get in the game. Visit FanDuel.com/GO, that's GIO, to download the app today and get started. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier immediate orthopedic practice. Whether it's a sports-related injury or something far more complex, Total Ortho has locations throughout Long Island with diagnostic equipment on site. Now, Total Ortho Express offers 4 convenient walk-in service with no appointment necessary. From the field or sports court straight to a top-rated walk-in orthopedic doctor. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com. That's TotalOrthoExpress.com, because time doesn't heal wounds, they do.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the field. Let's get some calls in here, BT. Before we do that, it is official. Brandon Sproat will be coming up. So Andy Martino was on it. He is coming up and making the start on Sunday, as we anticipated would be the case. Still no word, at least I haven't seen it, on whether or not Kodai Senga will accept the minors assignment. But it's going to be Brandon Sproat coming up, making his Major League debut. We've gotten used to this now with the Mets. It's been a habit with McLean, Tong, and now Sproat. So that will be on Sunday. So not only we get the football action to focus on Sunday, Brandon Sproat making his debut, Major League debut for the Mets in Cincinnati.
It's fun to see young kids come up. Schlittler here. Obviously, Mets have now a trio coming up, and it's really changed the way, what you think, at least what I think the Mets could do. Lesser extent Yanks, because they, just Schlittler is one of them. But I don't know if you know this. Maybe Hoff, maybe this came up on the Rico, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But McLean was the most highly thought of from an internal.
Sproat first.
Sproat initially.
Yeah, exactly. And then McLean.
I knew that. Went by him.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tong always in between the three.
I think Tong just blew up the ranks because he was so dominant.
Well, he played in the Futures game. He was the one who got for the Mets played in the Futures game.
And he was a Double-A the majority of the year. Then he got called up to Triple-A, and he was lights out there. Mm-hmm. And I think that he leapfrogged Sproat, who's been struggling a little bit, but that to me means nothing. Like, whether he's dominant in the minor leagues, whether he struggles in the minor leagues. I remember Matt Harvey not pitching well in the minor leagues before he got the call up. He gets called up, and he was lights out ever since. So now I will say, and something you alluded to earlier, I don't think you could expect that all these guys are going to come up and be studs every single time out. Even McLean will have a bad outing at some point. Maybe it's Tong who gets hit on Saturday. Maybe Sproat in his debut gets hit. Or the idea to expect, okay, well, Sproat's up, great, the Mets are set.
It's not baseball.
It's just not realistic to think you're going to hit on 3 guys. Maybe you strike lightning in a bottle, and that's what they might need to get through the playoffs and go win a World Series. I'm just saying you got to have realistic expectations.
I would agree, but I think what should make Met fans feel good about this is now you have strength in numbers where 3 weeks ago you did not.
Yeah.
Whereas 3 weeks ago it was all right, if Senga doesn't fix himself and if Anaya doesn't wake up and fix himself, and at that point Peterson was just starting to go south, so he was less of a worry. But now you can at least mix and match, and even if Sproat's not great and the other two are, at least there's a basis, a core to throw out some arms that can, pitch well in October.
Yeah, also, he can't be any worse. So what if he goes out there and gets lit up? Everybody else has been doing that for the most part anyway. Certainly the guy's spot he's taking in Kodai Senga. Hector is in Washington Heights. What's up, Heck?
What's up, guys? Definitely excited for that. Great news before I come on. Looking forward to that. And yeah, man, listen, we have 22 games left. What I'm thinking is how we're going to fix all these problems that we have. We have 22 games left. Can these young guys come up here, do what they're doing, but maybe go through a little bit of a tough time and bounce back? I don't know. We're going to be able to figure it out, but this is a little bit exciting because I did not want to see Kodai Senga pitch for my softball team anymore. I am done with Kodai Senga. Done with Kodai Senga. And as far as Helsley, I think it's both sides, right? Like BT said, you probably shouldn't have had him in there yesterday. But again, BT, I ask you, do you think it's possible to shut this guy down and fix him in the bullpen, like you said, behind the scenes, and then be able to actually bring him back and see if he's fixed? Well, or was maybe last night an opportunity to see that,
Yeah, I got you.
His pitch tipping, I don't know.
I would answer it this way, Heck. I would say it's worth a shot, because something else has to change, and something, and for it to change, then you've got to take a different approach. There's no guarantee you shut him down for a week and you tweak the mechanics, and maybe he's tipping, whatever it might be. Maybe there's something wrong mechanically, arm slot, you fix it. There's no guarantee it works, but I could always be wrong with this, but the guy that I'm seeing right now, you're just asking for damage. I mean, every time he steps on the mound, he's not going to get meaningful outs. He looks broken to me, so I would try something different.
And I thought it was worth running the risk of trying to get him on the right track in that game where they already won the first 2 games of that series, down 3-2 late in the game. I thought that was they've tried everything. I thought it was worth the risk. Obviously, it blew up in their face. They lost the game, but they need to get Helsley right. Who knows if they can? They're running out of time. Like you said, Hector, 22 games now. Maybe Hector had some inside info. I don't know if you saw this, BT. Hector was out there the other day hanging out with Mendy in the dugout. Did you see that?
What the hell are you doing in the dugout? What they let you in the dugout for?
You keep questioning, BT. You keep questioning, but hey, I don't even know what the hell I was doing in the dugout, to be honest.
Well, there you go. There you go.
He had one-on-one time with Mendy. Mendy invited him out to the game.
Heck, that's cool. Too bad you weren't in the dugout.
Special guest of Mendy.
Yeah.
He's a special guest of Mendy.
Right.
He invited me himself, BT. I don't listen. I don't ask questions. You see me, you want to call me over, you want to invite me to the game, you want to give me batting practice access. Who am I to say no?
No, you got open hands, man. Open hands, open pockets. Take whatever they give you.
Take advantage and try to do a little Q&A and have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, nice.
Yeah, long way from calling the overnights where it was just me and you on the overnights, huh, Hector?
You know what I'm saying? I keep trying to tell you guys, you better watch it. you guys want to take on summer off. You better watch it.
Hey, by the way, next time, thanks for the call. Sit down with Mendy. Tell him not to put Helsley in there in a 1-run game. That's what you should tell him. If you have access to him like that, tell him that.
He might have told him that.
Although he didn't mind it either. He's kind of with you. He didn't really mind it.
Well, I think the thinking is, okay, they already won the first 2 games. They're already down 3-2 in this game anyway. And there's a risk that you're taking knowing that when you bring Helsley into the game, very likely it's going to implode. And he's got to face a minimum of 3 batters. And by the third, you're just hoping that, all right, it's not worst case scenario. Like the time before when he gave up the bomb to Bader, it was just get by Bader without giving up a home run, and we'll go to the next guy and be okay. He gives up the home run that ties the game. This spot, it's thinking, all right, we're down, but this is a lower leverage spot, but still high enough to where he should be amped up to see. Let's see what I got with Helsley here, if we could get him back on the right track. Obviously, you couldn't. It starts out with the base hit, the walk, like he's just getting tattooed every which way. So to me, it was worth the risk of trying to get him right. I don't know how you could say that, though, moving forward in any kind of meaningful situation.
Listen, you make a move for somebody who's got a track. He's obviously been a whole hell of a lot better than this. We all know that. I get it. You got to try to get a return on your investment. I just, and we just disagree on this, but I just don't think that was the spot, really. Now, if the Mets are in the Philly spot and they're looking down at the Phillies rather than looking up at the Phillies, and listen, the Mets are going to make the playoffs no matter what. I'm not saying that.
But that's the thing. They're all looking down at the Reds and Giants.
I understand, but, the Giants are hot, and forget, I'm not worried about the Reds. Giants are hot. You just don't want to flush a game away. It's not like they were...
But they were losing the game.
But they weren't losing 7-2. They were losing by... We're going to get back into this.
Well, no, I'm just saying...
They weren't losing by 9 runs.
But you have to think big picture here, right? So sacrifice the one game, to me, for the greater good, meaning if he did get through that inning cleanly, now
it could elevate him.
Yeah,
I get
now
that part.
Now, it doesn't guarantee anything. He might get lit up the next time.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But at least you say, okay, well, let's try it in a spot where we're down on the road, maybe not the pressure of being in front of New York. Look, dude, I don't have the answers. If I did, they'd hire me. They don't have the answers, unfortunately. Nobody knows. All I know is I feel like, personally, we could just disagree on this, salvaging somebody that was a lights-out reliever for the Cardinals that has 100-plus stuff, like that, somebody's got to be able to figure it the hell out. Like, you can't just let that guy go to waste. And unfortunately, with 22 games left, they might have to.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna burn rubber, midnight oil, trying to get this guy right. And fundamentally, I'm with that. It's just really where they put him in the game. I'm not even saying like DFA him.
Right.
We can yell and we can get nuts over this and all that stuff. I'm not saying DFA. I'm not even saying send him to the minors. I'm just saying relegate him to a position where you give him a chance to work on the stuff when nobody's looking, and maybe ease him into a less tight game. But they went the other way, and he didn't pitch well, and mentally he's probably not going to be in the right spot next time he pitches.
Do you think it's more important, and obviously you're trying to win games, there's 22 games to go, like obvious, but do you think it's more important to try to learn as much as you can in these next 3 weeks, 22 games, to get ready for the postseason, or sacrifice that and just do whatever you can to pedal to the metal, balls to the wall now?
Honestly, it's a really good question. It's a really good question because some of these guys are new, and you got to see what kind of heart rates they have, and you got to see how they respond to this city and this atmosphere and this stuff. It's different here. We know. Ideally, you get a balance where you try to revive somebody, and if it doesn't work, it's not as damaging. Again, you want to. I get that, but
right? I know,
but I'd rather see you get down 5-2, you give up 2 runs. All right, whatever. Game you're probably not going to win anyway. So I could just quibble about when they used him, but in terms of answering your question directly, I still think you're at the point. But it's fading fast.
Whoa.
Where it's the final intel collection, and then it's all systems go. The final 2-3 weeks, roles are clearly allocated. Everybody knows where they're going to be and what they're going to do when you guys get to October.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can't be. I'm not even saying which one I would do, but I think right now at least they have some little wiggle room with the postseason spot, but you mess around with that, all of a sudden they lose 2 out of 3 to the Reds, or maybe, God forbid, get swept by the Reds. Hey,
or the Giants stay hot.
Whatever, Giants stay hot, you don't know. All of a sudden you could be in trouble again. So postseason's not a guarantee, but I do think there is importance of still trying to evaluate as much as you possibly can before you get to October. We'll come back with your calls on the other side, 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co. I love these shirts. Makers of the Dress Collar Polo. They've already sold over 1 million amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with a new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
All right. Hey, let me tell you guys, Cash App is built for this city. You've got built-in security that's rock solid. Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. Let's face it, we all work too hard to let anybody slip through the cracks and take it. Download Cash App today. Use code WFAN10. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days. And guess what? Cash App drops $10 right back in your account your way. Good stuff. So you're on the plus side there. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App's a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This wasn't just, I have my my good stuff. You haven't seen me. I'm going to throw it best. I'm going to fool you. I'm going to give you something you haven't seen. This was a kid who's struggling. This was a guy who started the game without his best stuff and found it, settled in, and became the dominant pitcher he's been. That's the kind of outing that you can start to bank on.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Angel Reese is never shy in the spotlight, good or bad, and she's speaking her mind again. But this time, it's friendly fire. Talking to the Chicago Tribune, Reese called out her teammates, her coach, and the Chicago Sky's dysfunction. She wants a rebuild around herself. But is it bad leadership to air out her grievances publicly, or the only way Reese can put pressure on the WNBA's most chaotic franchise? I'm Maggie Gray.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text BEACH to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BEACH to 42424. That's BEACH to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment. This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping and join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at scarletknights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit one prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on The Fan.
Hey, sports fans, this is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com and the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily. We all know what tonight is. Dallas, Philadelphia, two hated teams in the New York area, but pro football season kicks off, and we have a free pick for you. All you have to do is text the word WIN to the number 545454. Pull out your cell phones, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to the number 545454. Dallas, Philadelphia, game one tonight. We're giving it out absolutely free. Plus, come Sunday, we'll have more free action for you. You'll get it absolutely free via text message. All you have to do to start your season on the right foot, to start your season with the winner tonight, is text the word WIN to the number 545454. It doesn't get easier than this. Again, text the word WIN to the number 545454. 5454. Dallas, Philly for free.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit benzfam.com.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
NFL about to kick off tonight. How into it are you tonight with the Cowboys and Eagles?
More into it than I am the music today. I don't know if I've known one of these songs we've come back from. I know a lot of people like it. I'm stuck in my bubble.
Well, by the way, just because you're going to criticize me.
So it's a bad timing, BT.
All of these songs that I'm playing came from a certain soundtrack that we all grew up playing and loving for years.
Really?
Which one?
Grease. No,
okay.
That I know.
Which one?
I know everyone.
Madden. These are songs
the Madden songs.
These are all the last 2 days I've been waiting for you guys to pick up on this.
I have not recognized maybe one or two.
Every single song comes from the Madden soundtrack.
So
I feel bad now, Sal.
Yeah, no, let me just take you behind the scenes.
Holy crap.
Let me just take you behind the scenes even further.
Yeah, he's mad back there.
This last break, I go in, I'm like, everything all right? Well,
Yeah,
he's like,
today.
He's inundated with the podcast stuff. So I'm telling BT all this stuff, the conversation. We're talking about the business and all the work that goes into it. What I left out was he's saying on top of the podcast stuff, I have to come up with the song. So that was a happy
You gotta
accident.
be kidding me. Of course you leave that part out. We come back from break and I say, what the hell kind of music is this?
He wanted you to step in it. He laid the trap and you did it.
He
Thanks.
did. He did like a bear trap right there, right into that little metal thing that slices off my ankle.
The first words out of your mouth.
That is funny. And by the way, it's not like you said, how do you like the music? You asked me about football.
Right.
Like I didn't even have to go there. I just instinctively went there. Oh my God. Listen, Hoff usually has been banging some beats for a while.
Yeah.
He plays great music. I don't even remember these from Madden though.
What year did
so at least I'm not fronted. It's not like I'm like I don't really remember. I don't know these songs. I'm like it's some band because I'm stuck in my 80s 90s bubble. I'm thinking it's a band that maybe a lot of people know that I don't know.
Do you remember playing Madden?
Oh, of course I played Madden, but I don't remember the music.
Give me the last year. When did you stop? What system and year did you stop?
I'm going to say 95.
Jesus. No, I was still in college then. I was playing Madden in college.
Did you play Madden
and
95?
Post a little bit. 95.
No, of course it did.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say pre-2000. I would say that.
Okay. What system?
I probably stopped playing regularly like 98, 99. And then I tried to play. I really did. I couldn't figure out the controllers.
Yeah, I know. Now it's out of control.
I bought the games. I bought NCAA hoops.
So
I didn't figure it out. Golf.
Regular PlayStation or like PlayStation 2? I think I stopped on PlayStation 2.
I played on Sega.
So you stopped at Sega. I got
introduced to Madden on Sega.
Right, me too.
Did I
91, 92.
Probably around there. Hockey too.
I think I took Sega all the way to Madden 96 or 97.
And then what was next? Was it PlayStation?
I believe so. There might have been.
I might be missing one. I mean, I could also tell you about ColecoVision from 1983, which I used to play.
Yeah.
So maybe
what
that was
the
it.
other one? Sega Saturn. I had that. Maybe
I
that
never
was
even
Madden
heard
98.
Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
That was a terrible. It
wasn't bad.
Joe Montana football. Was that what it was?
God.
They had
Joe Montana.
Sega had Joe Montana Sports Talk football. Yes, just like Sega had Sports Talk baseball. But I remember Madden in the EA games, and I would say I transitioned from Sega Genesis in about 98 to Sega Saturn, and then from there PlayStation.
Okay.
And I probably went till about, I think Vic was 04. Was Sean Alexander 07 or 8?
He won the MVP. Let me see. Basically, he won the rushing title from Tiki in was that 6?
Yeah, maybe around
something like that.
I would say something around there, probably pre-2010.
Yeah.
In between 06 and 10, somewhere around there I stopped. And that's it. Like PlayStation 2 was as far as I got. So you didn't even get that far.
No, but I do play games now. I play the show. I play a lot of
Colt into Madden or no?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
and
God.
Now, what system does he have?
What does he have? I guess he has PlayStation. He has a couple.
But like 4 or 5?
Who the hell knows?
What do you have? What do your kids have?
I don't know.
I have 3 PS5s in the house.
What? You got more PS5 than you have TVs?
No, I have way more TVs.
Well, because you lost
now.
the TV in the basement.
Well,
you
that
told us.
is true.
Aren't they like 500
Did you get a
each?
new one yet?
Not yet. I got Anthony asked
He's
to
still
replace
begging
it.
his wife to get it.
Yeah, well. Yeah, they were all I think Santa Christmas gifts over the years they've built up. Yeah.
Santa, generous at the
Everyone,
household.
listen, I'm sorry. I don't understand how people can have kids that play one device in their house. They all want to play different things.
Right.
You have a
Well,
PS5.
you have 3 kids, though, Hop. It's different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I know people that are like, no, we have one device and that's it. One
Are your
PS5
kids
that's it.
still, Sammy's not there yet because she's still fairly young. Are your kids, Hop, into Roblox?
Are they? I mean, I think Colt and him are friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
They
So can't they play some of these games? Is it on a system or is it on like the iPad or an app?
multiple ways. Roblox they can do on the iPad, too.
God, man, I'm so like, it's foreign to me now what you could do.
I hate all the technology. I took his iPad. I said, you're not seeing it for months.
Yeah, but the one cool thing about it is
True,
like,
he hasn't seen it for a month.
if you and I were neighborhood buddies growing up, like my buddy Vin, we used to come over, play the games all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We have to come over each other's house. Now it can be
I
like,
know.
oh, dude, let's fire
Slap
up the
on the
Madden.
headsets.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, though, like, I mean, that's less interpersonal interaction, which is not good for the new wave of young kids because you just talk to each other a little bit less. But, I mean, how sick would that have been in college or like when you were a young professional sitting there with the headsets in your first apartment? I mean, drinking, hanging out, like that would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Taking bong hits, what?
There was a part of me that thought I would get back into it. I just don't have the time. Like, I could barely watch the actual game tonight, let alone sit there and play Madden for 2 hours.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I will be into it. I did hear the morning show. Maybe we'll get into this coming up because we have to a few minutes here break and then get to Peter. But
we've only been late by 5 minutes every break today.
They were talking about, could you sit there and watch an NFL game without fandom interest, without gambling aspect on it,
tough all of a sudden,
without a beverage or two.
Okay, I don't need to drink when I watch. Keep going.
Me neither.
No, definitely not.
And I think those are the main criteria.
Wait,
on the phone. Being on your phone.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to say, like not being able to change the channel during commercials and not reach for a phone?
No scrolling, no alcohol, no gambling.
Alcohol's not an issue. Gambling's not an issue. The scrolling could become an
Even
issue.
fantasy football, though, they said too.
No
he
fantasy.
doesn't care about that as much, though. Did you even do
yeah,
fantasy?
I got a team, sure.
And you gave up on that like 3 weeks in last
I
year.
didn't draft my team. It was auto draft. I'm going to be terrible again. I couldn't show
Again?
up. Well, because I came to your house for the barbecue.
That was the draft on a Saturday ahead of Labor
Well, the
Day?
wife said it wasn't our fault that the knucklehead wives made it that day, both of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's your first problem.
Well,
Get the
three
wives
of them.
running the league?
Let's
Come
say all
on.
No,
Good
running
old three.
no, what I mean, I'm sorry, Hal. What I mean is our wives set the date a month ago.
But what time was the draft? You left our house at like 7 o'clock.
The draft was at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday?
Yeah, just as he was hitting a home run off of a 7-year-old.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah,
Just when you
more
crushed-
important, teach young Anna a lesson. Don't leave that cutter over the
Was
plate.
it in-person live draft?
It was a few guys got together,
That's
which I
different, okay.
always do. Like and listen, I wasn't going to beg the.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course, I was
I
going to
get
come
it.
hang out with you and half of the families, but I'm like, I'm incredibly conflicted here. So what I didn't want to do, which is why I did the auto draft, and I got Travis Kelce on my team, which I can't stand. God Almighty.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
You hate him more than anybody
I
in the
can't
league
stand
right
him.
now.
I think I dislike his brother more. They're both cornballs. I can't stand it. But what I was saying was, I really was thinking for a moment. I'm like, all right, let me just take because I'm a big laptop guy. Let me take my laptop to Sal's, grab a Surfside or two.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
No, I know.
Jen was like, what, that's rude.
No, Jen, no, she wouldn't care at all. I wanted to be social. I talked to your wife a lot. You know, when we were sitting there having lunch.
One of us did. You know.
It's actually her I was getting a lowdown. It was her and I more than you and I. Then we got in the pool. No, but I just didn't want to be antisocial.
Right.
You know, I really never see. Last time I saw Hoff's wife was at my 50th birthday party 2 years ago. So I wanted to talk to her. I love her. I love her more than Hoff, actually. I'm like, your wife more than you. Yeah. You guys can probably say the same thing. Anyway, I wanted to just hang out for a little bit. So I'm like, I hate not being in control of anything, but I relinquish power to be a good guy to show up at my partner's barbecue. And now I'm going to go like 2-15.
Now you got to hit the waiver wires here. So
I have no time for that.
NFL Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between Pittsburgh and New York. Starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Come on, that's cheap. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We'll come back, get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Peter Schwartz.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1 o'clock. I'm Peter Schwartz. This report sponsored by Approved Oil. Visit freezetherate.com. Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer in New York for over 90 years. With today's low rates, now is the time to lock in for this upcoming winter before the cold weather drives prices up. Lock in a low rate and enjoy a worry-free winter with Approved Oil. Visit freezetherate.com. And this report also sponsored by Cars for Kids. Cars with a K. WFAN congratulates Cars for Kids on 30 years of changing lives. Over 1 million cars donated. More than 100,000 kids help. Be part of the legacy. Donate your car today at carsforkids.org and join over 1 million satisfied donors. Well, the Mets have reportedly called up pitcher Brandon Sproat from AAA Syracuse. He'll make his Major League debut Sunday against the Reds. Mets are off today. They open that series against the Reds Friday night in Cincinnati. Yankees and Astros play the rubber game of their series tonight in Houston. Coverage on WFAN AM at 7 o'clock. First pitch, 7:40. NFL season begins tonight in Philadelphia. Eagles host the Cowboys. Coverage on WFAN FM at 7:30. Kickoff is at 8:20. Jets guard Elijah Vera Tucker out for the season with a torn triceps. Jets open up Sunday against the Steelers. The Giants open up Sunday in Washington. And the Nets are reportedly signing free agent guard Cam Thomas to a 1-year, $6 million qualifying offer. 78 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. That's what's happening with Sports Flashes at the top of the hour. I'm Peter Schwartz.
There's a line drive right field. That ball is hammered.
It's Thursday Night Baseball with the Yankees and Astros. 7:40 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is making Week 1 even bigger with a chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets every game day. Now, here's how it works. Opt in and place an anytime TD bet on any Week 1 NFL game, including tonight's matchup, using your profit boost. And if the player you pick scores either the first or the last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million in bonus bets. First touchdown, you're in. Last touchdown, you're in. Both even better. So whether you've got a feeling about that opening drive or you're banking on a clutch finish, visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the app today and get started. FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and stories from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me."
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Looking for the perfect place to catch the game on Long Island? Check out Tap Room, now with 9 locations, including their newest at Station Yards in Ronkonkoma. Great food, rotating craft beer, and TVs everywhere. Plus Sunday game day drink specials, wing night Thursdays, and kids eat free Tuesdays. It's the best place for sports, food, and friends. Visit taproomofny.com to find your spot.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 5th, when the Yankees host the Toronto Blue Jays, and be ready to receive the Yankees promotional giveaway. It's Austin Wells football jersey night. The first 18,000 guests will receive an Austin Wells football jersey, presented by Bank of America. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Again, don't miss the Yankees and Blue Jays for Austin Wells football jersey night on Friday, September 5th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Get away to the Atlantic City in Waterboat Show. 4 days only, September 4th to the 7th at the Golden Nugget Marina. Enjoy live entertainment and outdoor dining. Shop the Marine Mart. Buy $15 advance tickets at acinwaterbootshow.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The BT South Show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. I was getting clarification from Rami, our digital guy. He was saying it was Sean Alexander from Madden 07.
07, I said 06.
And then it was Vince Young after that. Well, maybe you were right with the year.
Oh, talking about being on the cover the next year after he won.
He was on the cover. Exactly.
Yes,
he was on the cover the year after.
Yep.
And then 08 was Vince Young. 09 Favre, which I think was with the Vikings. So I was out before that. Like Vince Young might have been the last Madden that I bought. It was either that or the Alexander. I mean, you'll go back almost 20 years ago.
Dude, it's crazy.
I used to love playing Madden football.
I did too.
Live for it.
Oh my God. And we, I don't know, like we would almost get in fistfights in college. We really would. Like, we would just snap on each other. If you scored and you gloated, which of course you score, you gloat, you talk smack, you dance. Like, it would get so serious that there were times, like, I'm talking about, like, best friends, teammates. We almost started swinging.
Throwing controllers.
Well, that I did do. I threw out I actually threw it out the window. Not just the controller, the entire console. I ripped it out of the wall.
The Genesis, what was it?
It was Sega. Okay. And the reason I did that is because we were playing the Yankees. I was always the Yankees. He was always Seattle. There was, like, Griffey, Buhner, Edgar, that really good team. Yeah. And long story short, Pat Kelly.
Yeah, I remember.
Made an error only because it was a glitch in the game. And it was like one of those, you couldn't control it. Like, it was a ground ball routine, like two-hopper, game's over.
Which game was it again?
I think RBI baseball, if I remember that. I think it was RBI.
Pat Kelly, might have been after that. Anyway,
Gallego, Pat Kelly, Boggs had just gotten there. Donnie, it wasn't the real Donnie because his back wasn't right. Anyway, so I remember when it was about, you'd hear this little, like you would hear this like verbal warning, like, there's an error that's about to happen and there's nothing that you can do to control it. And I'm like, did I just hear what I just heard? And then it went through his legs. I just stood up, man, Sal. I stood up. This is my apartment off campus with one of my best friends who was in my wedding and who I played with. I stand up, I rip the console wires out of and I fling it out the window. We were on the 3rd story, right? And then I took all the video games and I threw them out too. I wasn't done. And I'm like, why did I throw the games out? Of course, you get that remorse. Yeah. As I'm walking down, a truck comes and runs over 2 of the games. Not the console, though. It didn't get, but the console was broken anyway.
God.
But it shattered these. Oh, what a lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to take it seriously, I guess is what I'm saying.
But those are the fun days, playing those games that meant something.
Amazing.
So, all right, so back to tonight. Will you watch? I mean, I'm going to be into the game. Obviously, we get the baseball as well with the Yankees. Mets are off tonight, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be excited about the football. I don't know if I'm going to bet the game yet.
Okay.
If I did, I would bet the Eagles. I think they're 7.5-point favorites right now. I think the Cowboys are going to have an awful year.
I think they're going to score a lot of points. I kind of like
Dallas?
I like the over more in this game. But
Schottenheimer?
They are wired to put. They're going to throw,
right,
and
so-
they're I don't know if I would touch from a betting perspective a rivalry game right away with both of these teams like nobody played in the preseason. I think Dallas' defense is going to be rough all year. I think their offense is going to be pretty good. I do.
I don't like the head coach.
Yeah.
I don't love the quarterback. It's just a feeling. Now, again, it's based off of what we saw last year, even though Dak was hurt. New head coach. It's just a feeling I have that Dallas is not going to be anywhere near where they were even a year ago without Dak Prescott. That's just my feeling. Like it's a big step back for Dallas.
It could be.
Which is in part why I think the Giants could beat Washington in this first week and beat Dallas in week 2. So we'll see it tonight. Will you bet the game?
I don't know yet. I was thinking about the over. I've got one in play so far. I told you. I dropped it on FanDuel the other day. Jets plus 2.5. Now, that's probably going to move. Like, if it's going to go either way, I think there's going to be some late Steeler money that's probably going to get it to 3 rather than down to 2. So I probably screwed myself by doing it when I did it, whatever. But I want a little something. Right. Just grease the skids with the Jets at home dogs, yeah.
And I guess maybe the way to ask this would be, obviously, the Yankees are going to be a preference, no?
Honestly, tonight it's probably going to be the Dallas game. Jen's from Dallas.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Our sister's in town because my nephew's got some work here in the city.
Right. Get the family over.
Yeah, they just came here yesterday. So far so good.
Yeah, no,
it's been great so far. I mean, it's the first week of school. Yeah. No, I'm just teasing. And so we have a bunch of Texans in the house, and we always have at least one. And my wife, we're going to be watching the Cowboys.
Now, will Colt be rooting against the Cowboys?
For some
was a
reason,
Jets fan.
he does that. He does do that once in a while. Even like when he hates on the Mets, I'm like, dude, you don't have to be that kid. I'm like, all right, we know you're Yankee. You don't have to hate the Mets. Have some class. All right, I don't know why you root against Dallas. Mommy's rooting for the Cowboys. What are you doing? Like, he's so into the Jets. Like, he just doesn't have any bandwidth to want to see anybody else other than his teams do well.
Yeah.
Now, he's not going to be cheering if the Eagles scored. No, but he's not going to be rooting. He's not emotionally invested in Dallas winning or losing, if that's what you're asking. It's really the Jets.
Yeah, no.
He wants Mommy to be happy.
But opening night football, especially where you're at with Dallas, yes, I want to be into it too. Yankees, okay, you're going to do the delicate balance. I guess my question is back to the original thing with Boomer and Gio we're talking about. I used to be able to lock in my Sunday routine. My team played Falcons game. I go get the chicken parm hero from Little Vincent's. I left Home Depot early. I made sure that they scheduled me if I was on a Sunday. I was out of there at 12 o'clock. Pick up the hero on the way home. I'd go into my corner in my room and watch the game, and that's it. Like, no phone. This was before social media.
The beautiful world, actually.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, that's kind of my point. And then hearing them talk about it, I'm like, holy crap, no gambling. I mean, I would gamble, but not like on that game. I would have either the little parlay tickets that we used to get from the bar.
Oh, yeah. I remember those white ones, those like rectangular ones. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the point was I was watching the Falcons game like it was life and death in week 1, week 2 in a year where they sucked, and it meant the world to me without action on it, without fantasy, at least as the primary thing.
True fandom.
Without the phone.
True fandom.
Yeah, and that's it. And I was locked in on everything. And then obviously you evolve and you get more games on because you want to have the Sunday ticket and watch the Jets and Giants, whatever it may be, other teams, the gambling, the fantasy, then it starts to get out of control to a point where I don't know if I can actually sit there and watch a game without scrolling, without fantasy interest, without gambling on it. I don't know if I could do that, and I want to get back to that because it was better. I'm not saying that you have to never do social media or anything like that, but the way we watch games used to be better.
It used to be better. It didn't seem like the commercial breaks were as torturous as they are now. I'm with you in that regard. Listen, our minds and everything else in our world's been sped up so significantly the last 10, 12, 15 years that there's no going back. It's only going to get more and more and more. So we will be inundated more with stuff that will take away our attention span or decrease our ability to just focus on one thing and really enjoy it. I'm pretty good at it in the sense that, I will record the Giants when the Jets and the Giants are at 1.
So like this Sunday 1, you got to record 1.
I will record the Giants. I will be walking in from where I get my food from at like 12:52. And already recording the Jets. God forbid if there's an accident or I'm like 3 or 4 minutes late, like I've got, like I'm ready, case, so I don't miss anything. Sit down in the chair, and I got to tell you, I am pretty much interruption free. I don't need my phone. I don't tweet unless I'm just really angry at something, which is usually the case with the Jets. But I don't tweet incessantly during games. I really don't have much action, although this week I will. Fantasy, really, I don't care if I win or I lose. I couldn't give a rat's ass about fantasy.
That's a big thing. If I'm in it, and I have one fantasy league that I do care about, that's a part of me that I'm going to want to check the score, so I have the phone, and then that leads to group text or buddies texting about the Jets or Giants. Like that. Yeah, I
get those too. I don't respond. Like, I have made the decision. I'm not trying to sound holier than that. Trust me, I'm not. But I just made the decision, and it doesn't always work. It's not foolproof, but I've made the decision where I'm not going to let meaningless pings on my phone, a stupid GIF or a funny even if it's funny, it's crass, whatever. Of course I'm going to laugh, but I'm not going to let that take away from what is usually quality family time. Now, sometimes Jen will be out with the kids. I don't miss any games, but sometimes I might have to leave a soccer game early to get home and watch the Jets and the Giants. It's Daddy's job, so everybody knows it and understands it. I'm not looking at my phone that much. I do get bored during commercials. I do. But what I'll try to do, and this is really, I will try to start watching the Jet game at like 107. Usually kick is like 103
so you
officially.
Can buzz through the commercials a little bit.
And then before you know it, all right, it kind of gets you to the end of the first quarter, then maybe go to the bathroom, maybe check my fantasy. And you just find ways to bridge the gap of time, but it's different. I get that.
Yeah, it is different. Now, though, that Boomer and Gio, made me aware of it, I want to have a more conscious effort of not being distracted with the phone in particular. Forget the bet. Or even if you do make the bets or have a fantasy, you set it, and that's it. Let it sit there for the next 3 hours and lock in on the game.
I got to push back on that. When you have bets flowing, it's hard to set it and forget because you might want to check the second half line. Maybe you saw something going on in the first half. Maybe I want a little action on that.
Then it's not about watching the game. It's about the action.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like the action.
And I like watching 4 games at once. Like,
I've never done. I hate that.
I don't know how you.
I don't know how you do.
I can't. I want to try to go back. I have a hard time doing it when I know, especially with the teams here that have sucked for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I like knowing what's going on around the league. I love the NFL. The way that I consume NFL football, I love it. I love having the fantasy implications. I love having action on different games, and I love having 4 games up at once. However, when you watch 4 games, you're not really watching.
You're not watching anything.
Game.
You're just kind of glancing and glossing over it. Yeah. I got a question for you. Just spur of the moment. I think you'll like this. I'll answer it as well. We'll get back to the phones. BT and Sal here on the Fan. So, talking football, and there's nothing like watching football. But if I said to you, all right, Sal, just a regular, not even necessarily week 1 or a big Falcons or a big Jets or Giants game, just any week in the NFL versus a big Mets game, a big Knicks game, a big Rangers game, because those are your things. I would change it up for me a little bit.
I think it's postseason baseball.
Okay, so, there's nothing like October. Yeah. So October baseball is 1. What's 2? Got to be Knick playoffs, dude. What?
I don't know, man. NFL is just so
regular over a Knick playoff game.
Even if it's for you're talking about NFL playoffs or just regular NFL?
NFL regular season.
But the way that I would say it is, baseball playoffs to me, there's nothing better. Mets, Yankees doesn't matter. Baseball playoffs, it's got to be Mets or Yankees.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like Dodgers, Padres. I'll see what's going on, but I'm not really.
Don't care as much.
Totally.
Mets, Yankees playoff game, there's nothing to it. Locked in on every pitch, and I love it.
Every pitch.
NFL Sundays, period. Not even just a singular team. Watching football from start to finish on an NFL Sunday is just a great experience. And that's why I'm saying it's more than about the game, which then leads us to the alcohol or the food or the gambling or like that. That's a part of it. It's like a holiday experience.
I know
every
it is.
Sunday.
I know it is. I know it is. I get it because you don't. Like the food and the drinks, like the Knicks have a playoff game might be on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, you're locked in.
You're 100% locked in. When we locked in, we watched a couple of games together in my backyard with the fire pit. Locked in. What about a Rangers playoff game? A big one.
Yeah.
I don't mean first round.
I mean, similar to the Knicks, I'd probably say at this point in my life, Knicks more so. I'm more excited about the Knicks than the Rangers, just the way the 2 teams have gone. Yeah, playoff games are always special, but there's just nothing like an NFL Sunday. Like, I can't wait. Sunday, 1 o'clock, got the full slate of games.
Got a little chill in the air. Got a little hoodie going on as you get to the store. Like 9, 10 in the morning. Still a little nip. I'm not pushing back. It is the best. It is. But the Jets and the Giants have severely stripped away. I mean, we still love it, but good God, they've made it hard.
Yeah, they have. They've tested our patience. Ed is in Northport. What's up, Ed?
Eddie.
Hey, first time, long time, guys. How you doing?
What's up, Ed?
Awesome.
So about 5 years ago, I had a client. I was on my phone. He goes, "Listen, the best thing I've ever done to help with cell phone usage was don't sleep with the phone in the bedroom. Leave the phone in the living room. And when you're done for the night, whether that's 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever that is, the phone stays in the living room, and you don't, mashed potato your brain right before you go to bed."
Okay, hold on one sec. Here's the problem. It sounds like a great solution. Problem is, for me, it's my alarm clock.
Yeah, I know, mine too.
So mine as well. So I bought the Apple Watch. Now, obviously, you're not totally disconnecting, but I just use it at night for the alarm because I have to wake up, obviously. But what I realized is that in the morning, I'm not just jumping to my phone because I'm not rolling over and there's my phone. I'm literally going about my morning, shower, get dressed, and then on my way out, that's when I pick up my phone. And it takes time, but you're almost retraining your brain to not be as dependent on the phone. And I feel like it all started with just keeping the phone in the living room. Now, I know you mentioned it's harder to just not, have the phone by you when you watch a game. But, I'm finding it's not easy, but it's easier to just put the phone in the other room because I'm not.
You nailed it. You nailed it, Ed. I think you're onto something here. And the more you talk about it, I really think I have a major problem. I think we all have problems, but I can't control everybody else. I have a major problem with not even realizing how addicted to the phone I am. And I get called out by my wife on it. All the time I'm checking whatever the updates with social media. Now we do need it for our job at times.
Sure, it's a little different for us.
But still, it shouldn't be an excuse. And over the course of vacation, I'm like, man, as a kid, you go on summer vacation and it feel like you were off for months. Like I'm talking about like a week. It just felt like forever. The days would be endless. You wake up in the morning, you play wiffle ball.
Good old days, Sal.
You walk up to 7-Eleven, whatever. It just felt like forever. Play video game, whatever you're doing. And now I find myself, I'm off, I got nothing to do. And it's like, oh, where the hell did the day go? It's already 4 o'clock. Like, what's going on? And it's not just a day, it's time. And the thing that I started to learn, unfortunately, toward the end of the vacation was that I think the phone's a big part of the problem. If I didn't have the phone with me and I just took that out of the equation, I do think it could help slow things down, or at least make you feel like it's slowing things down a little bit.
I think that you're onto something, but I would even say, without the phone, I mean, you ask previous generations, they say the older you get, time moves faster.
But it doesn't. Time moves at the same speed.
Well, true, but I'm saying it feels like, that's why, like, the summers felt like they were 7 months back when we were kids.
But why? Why is that the case? Because you're exactly right. When I'm walking my dog, I'm thinking this exact thing. All right, well, you get older, the older you get, the faster time goes. But no, it doesn't. Time still moves the same, whether you're a 5-year-old or 50-year-old.
I know, literally, it does move the same. I would say that, well, number one, we've got a lot more responsibility. And when you're jumping from place to place to place, like you and I wake up, I mean, most of us do, wake up, and yeah, we have to go do our job, but we really have to beat the clock. I've got to be in the shower by a certain point. I've got to, be gassed up and out of my driveway by a certain point. Otherwise, I'm not going to get here when I want to get here. And if I don't get here when I want to get here, then it just puts me in the wrong. I like to get here early, admittedly, and do my reading, but same thing. Now I want to get home. I want to fly through the Holland tunnels. Like, I got to take my son. He's got a hitting lesson today. And then I got to take him to football.
But
there's always something to do.
Right, but explain the vacation. So why? Because on vacation, we don't have work, and I
get bored.
Maybe you're different than maybe you like having something to do. I think a big part of it, the point is, to our last call, I think a big part of it is the phone. It's a crutch. And I even find myself, even if I do consciously leave it in another room, during a commercial break, I'll get up and be antsy. And it's like, we want to go check the phone and see what's going on. Like, that's a problem that we have been trained on for however many years the iPhones started becoming a thing, 20 years or whatever it is. Where I think we just become so accustomed and addicted to that mindset, like, that you can't sit still for 3-minute commercial break without having that fix. Satiated.
It's like a drug. You're right. It's like a needle. It's like a pill. It's my dad's got it best. For years, my dad, I'm going to get you the Apple Watch or the Apple phone for Christmas. I don't want it. That's what he'd say. He wouldn't even say, no, thank you. I don't need it. I don't want it. I got everything I need. You want to call me? Call me. He's got a flip phone. So, listen, you and I are different in this respect, Sal. When I wake up, and I usually wake up before my alarm, unfortunately, but I don't like open up my phone which is right by my nightstand or on my nightstand by my bed. The only thing I might check is if I fell asleep at the end of the Yankees and the Mets, which is rare because I almost always fall asleep to sports night because I like the way they wrap it up on SNY. So it's incredibly rare that I wake up and I don't know if the Yankees or Mets won. Maybe once every 30 games, right? So I just shut the alarm off if I wake up in advance. And even when I don't look at social media. I know I didn't tweet anything. I'm not looking for, all right, who hit me back? I don't care. I really don't. I can say that. I don't care. And even when I'm playing golf, even when I'm playing terrible golf, which is when you would think you would look at your phone, I'm disconnected. When I'm in my bed, you hear me talk about my fire pit a lot. I'll go back there, play a little music, obviously watch the games. The only time I look at my phone is to play music, man. Like, or if a buddy's coming over, hey, what do you need? What time you getting here? That's it. I'm not married to it there. But when I'm watching something is when I have a rough time disconnecting because I need I can't. Commercials drive me nuts.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We come back. We'll power up with the most important football players going in to the 2025 season in New York, both the Jets and Giants.
Unless, of course, it's a commercial for BT and Sal or, on the show here. Then we love commercials, of course. FanDuel, here's one for you. Hey, Jets, 2.5 home dogs. I took it. Making week one even bigger with a shot to share $2 million in bonus bets every game. That's right, $2 million. So here's how it's going to go. Opt in, place at any time, bet on any primetime week one NFL game, including tonight's matchup, using your profit boost. Now, if the player that you pick scores either the first or last touchdown of the game, you'll earn a share of $2 million smackaroos in bonus bets. First touchdown in, last touchdown you're in. Both even better. So if you have a feeling about that opening drive or who's going to maybe have a clutch little finish there, now's the time to jump in the game. You have to download the app, and that's how you get going. FanDuel.com/BT to download that app and get started today. FanDuel's an official sportsbook partner, sportsbook partner, there we go, of the NFL. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply. Profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, please call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetMGM Network. Bet of the night is Jalen Hurts going under his passing attempts prop of 26.5. If you think the Eagles dominate the Cowboys, Jalen Hurts probably won't have to air it out. Should be a heavy dose of the run game, especially since stopping the run was the Cowboys' major weakness last year. Hurts also went under this number in 12 games last season. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and stories from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. When I was a young clinician practicing as a physical therapist, I used to see people come into the clinic and say to myself, these simple injuries can all be prevented if you visit your physical therapist before the injury, such as strengthening, flexibility, balance. My physical therapist and myself are here to treat you. If you get injured with a slip or fall around the house, or you strain your low back, or you happen to hurt your knee golfing, JAG Physical Therapy has state-of-the-art facilities where our physical therapists have top-notch equipment to help you recover from your injury or illness as quick as possible and ready to go back into the game of life.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's jagpt.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on the Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Town Fair Tires, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Now it's time to power up with BT and Sal.
Power Up is brought to you by Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized
Now, this is good music,
medicine. Yes, this is good music. I just realized that my pink pen exploded all over my finger there, so I need to power up with a new pen in a little bit. Let's power up with the most important. You can interpret this however way you want it to. We're going over with Hoff, but the most important football players ahead in New York ahead of the 2025 season.
Both
now,
Jets and Giants, yeah?
Yes, for me, I know we're going to disagree on the number here. I have Andrew Thomas at number 5 for me. We've talked about his importance all along. I took this, meaning under the microscope more, kind of more sexy pick. Offensive line is tough, but we know the importance of Thomas. He's got to be healthy on the offensive line for the Giants, specifically to placate Russell Wilson, who likes to throw the deep ball. You want to have him in place. I know he did not practice today, but they said it was more of a just normal, maintenance
preventative
ahead of the actual Week 1 matchup. But I would have Thomas as number 5 on my list.
Yeah, he's obviously on my list, but not at number 5. Number 5 for me, it's funny because we had Anthony Beck on earlier If you guys missed it, free Odyssey app, obviously in the booth there with Bobby Wischusen on the Jets radio. Mason Taylor. And the reason I look at this is, I'm sure somebody's going to emerge as at least, I shouldn't say I'm sure, I hope somebody's going to be competent on the other side of Garrett Wilson as the other wide receiver, but I'm not necessarily banking on that. You're going to need another vertical weapon here, and Mason Taylor, the Jets just never have a tight end. If they can just have somebody once or twice, 20, 30 yards, even if you don't score, just to really keep the defense honest, you can continue to run the ball. You can't double team Garrett as much. I think Mason, I don't know if he's going to start very well, in terms of start like hot and be a stud like Brock Bowers. I'm not saying that. He's got to have influence on the season. He's number 5 for me.
Yeah, I like that. He didn't make my list, but I like that. And it's kind of in line where I'm going with the rest of my picks, like players that I want to see the most. And obviously guys that are going to have to be impactful here. Number 4 for me would be Kayvon Thibodeau. I think this is a huge year for him. The Giants picked up the 5th-year option, sure, but it's time for him to explode. And our criticism of him wasn't that he was a total bust or useless player. It was that when you get picked that high and are supposed to be a game-changing edge pass rusher, you've got to have more of an impact than Kayvon Thibodeau has had so far throughout the course of his career. Now, he had the one big season as far as the sack total goes. He says he wants to go out there and beat Strahan's record to be on that level. Well, I want to see that from Kayvon Thibodeau on a defense that's supposed to be elite. That's the talk. So I'm focusing on the Giants defense. I want to see Kayvon Thibodeau have his impact and presence felt certainly more than he had a year ago.
I like it. And listen, he's not on my list here, but I could easily put him there. And there's other guys that the opposing offenses have to worry about. You got to worry about a lot of players, whether it's Burns, whether it's Sexy Dexy. I mean, obviously, there's some Abdul Carter. There's weapons there, so he should have more lanes to get in there and do some damage. And usually, when you're like an edge rusher, you pop like immediately.
Yeah,
it's not so. And he has popped, but he hasn't been a consistent star, which is what we thought he would be.
Usually, that's one thing that either right away you find out he is it or he isn't.
Correct.
With an edge rusher.
Number 4 for me, I'm going to go with the Jet here, Olu Fashanu. You look at what the Jets are going to do here, and now there's almost no margin for error without AVT. I think Memboot is going to be very good. I wanted them to draft him out of Missouri. They did. Titman's okay. Myers at center could be okay. But to me, Olu Fashanu is the guy who can be an absolute superstar. His tape from last year before he went down is phenomenal. And left tackle, as important a spot as there is on the football field, Fashanu, number 4 for me, Sal.
I got number 3 here, and it's funny you're going Jets offensive line. I tried to stay away from the offensive line outside of Thomas. I'm going Giants defense is where I'm loading up, right? The theme for the Jets, offensive line, whatever, they're going to run the football.
Run the ball, yeah.
Theme for the Giants is going to be that defense. Abdul Carter, man, I want to see it. What is he going to be? Because to your point about these edge rushers, these pass rushers, usually you see it right away. He, to me, we both had this conversation. I thought he was the best player coming out of the draft. I had no doubts about it. He's the pick. If the Giants could get him at 3, that is a steal, even though they needed the quarterback. They did end up getting him. Now I want to see that talent translate to the NFL when it counts on Sundays. It is a different game, obviously, from college football. We've seen some good and some bad in the preseason with Abdul Carter. Yep. What type of impact? I would say that where I'm at now is I'm not as confident in Carter being a stud as I was prior to the preseason. And that doesn't mean anything. It's not like I'm saying, oh, no, he's not going to be as good. I'm just saying that my confidence level from day one was that he was going to be an absolute, no doubt about it, stud. And now, I don't know if it was just
tapping the brakes a little bit.
Just a little bit. The numbers nonsense. The trash talk after he got flattened.
Yeah, with that chip lock with the Jets,
Yeah, like those things to me were like, I don't know if he's as badass as I thought he was going to be. Now, I still believe he's going to be good, but I want to see it. So Abdul Carter, number 3, certainly a player I'm going to have my eye on this
That's
year.
a good call. I guarantee you this guy's not on your list, and it's probably going to seem nonsensical that he's on my list here, but when you hear the reasons, I think it might change your opinion. Russell Wilson for me at number 3.
Wow.
If Russell Wilson can at least provide stability, and it doesn't have to be great, it doesn't have to be Hall of Fame Russell Wilson, you don't have to let Russ cook, but he can't implode, because what I would like to see is when they go to Jackson Dart, it's because they believe truly that Jackson Dart's ready and they can handle. And I think there's going to be sub packages early. I said that the other day with QB number 2. But I don't want them to rush into anything unnecessarily. And at least if Russell Wilson can play competent, not amazing, competent football for a month, for 5 weeks, whatever it might be. You just get him more reps. You give that offensive line a chance to gel more in front of Jackson Dart, and it sets up Dart more for success. So it's Russell Wilson, but it really equates to being about Jackson Dart. But indirectly, Russell Wilson's 3 for me.
Russ is not on my list, so we have not had an agreement yet. I get the feeling we might have an agreement here.
We're getting somewhere.
Number 2 for me, Sauce Gardner.
No, I don't have him.
Wow.
No.
You don't have Sauce on your list at all?
No, I don't, go ahead.
Well, I guess you could have had number 2, right? So if you didn't have number 2, I'm assuming who number 1 is.
Yeah.
I think this is a huge year for Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
I know he got the contract. Sauce has been all talk, and you can give me whatever metrics you want. I've watched football long enough to know that he has not been the dominant shutdown corner that he thinks he is or that he was expected to be. I still believe he could be it, and I'm hoping that this year with Aaron Glenn, with having him play the right way, meaning have him cover man coverage, that's it. Stop with the zone nonsense, put him on the best receiver on the opposing team, and let him shut him down. That is a true cornerback. And they don't want to throw at him, fine. So you don't have the interceptions. I don't care about that. When you do have the opportunities to make an interception, make the play. He's dropped too many of them. Oh, man. I would argue that, and is he the only Jet on my list? He is. Maybe Vera Tucker would have made the list. Obviously, he's hurt already.
Yep.
He's the only Jet on my list, and I think it's a big, big year for Sauce Gardner.
Oh, I think it's a big year. Don't get me wrong. And in a lot of ways, too, I look at what I think Aaron Glenn is going to do for Sauce Gardner, what Joe Girardi couldn't do for Gary Sanchez. I think that Aaron Glenn is going to be phenomenal for Sauce. Now, last year was very disappointing. Number one, he was checking out of tackles. When he tried to tackle, he's just too light. He doesn't really wrap up very well. But I don't think he was deployed properly. His first year was brilliant, where he was all pro. His second year was really good, where he was a Pro Bowler. Last year was a step back. I think that was more circumstantial. And I guess maybe, Sal, the reason why he's not on my list is I'm already assuming that he's going to revert back, go back to what he was in a good way. But I hear you. You got paid. Now you better step up and basically be Revis. That's basically what you better be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm intrigued here. What do you got?
Abdul Carter. And very, very short and sweet here. I hear you on the chip block and whatever. I think that this guy is going to be a snap one, generational, transformative game wrecker for the New York Giants. I wanted them to draft him. We said the same thing the day after they did draft him. I have not been deterred at all. This young man is going to come flying out of the stable and destroy everybody, starting with Jaden Daniels. Now, if he doesn't, then that would obviously change what I think the Giants could become. I think the Giants defense could not be good. I think their front seven could be great. And I don't want to say it starts with him, because obviously Dexter is there as well and the other pieces. He elevates it, I mean, in theory, to a defense that could win you games and turn you over. Abdul Carter, number 2 for me.
Okay, there we go. For me, number 1, now, you mentioned Russell Wilson before, but it was more about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is number 1 on my list. Now, I don't know when he's going to start. I think I was already wrong about their plan, because they've had him as QB2. They've officially announced that. We know that. We had Brian Baldinger yesterday. He said he thinks we could see Jackson Dart as early as week 5, which to me was
That's early. That's the Saints game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I still don't think that that's going to be the case, but maybe I'm wrong on this, and there is not going to be any bigger talking point this football season with the Jets or the Giants, anything bigger than Jackson Dart. I can't wait to see it. I'm not rushing to see it, because I want the Giants to do this the right way. And in my mind, the right way would be letting him sit as long as you possibly can. But who's to say that if they deem that he's ready, let's let him go. I can't wait to see Jackson Dart. He is my number 1.
It's a great one. Now, listen, this is where I differ a little bit here. I looked at this, and my personal application was absolute factors on this, not so much storylines. I think there's no doubt Jackson Dart's storyline 1, 2, and maybe 3 for all of New York right now. But in terms of just impacting wins and losses, so I attacked it a little differently. And for me, it's simple. It's Andrew Thomas. You had him at number 5. I've got him at number 1. Andrew Thomas plays, and the Giants' O-line is functional. And the Giants could operate, and they could get a little deeper into the playbook, and they could shoot some bombs downfield with Russell Wilson, obviously, looking to throw it deep, which he still does well. When Andrew Thomas is not out there, the left side becomes a turnstile. Residually speaking, the rest of the offensive line becomes just an absolute dysfunctional mess where they don't even look like a professional unit. He is that good. I think he's one of the top 2 or 3, definitely 3, probably top 2 left tackles in football. I think he's by far the most important football player in New York. If he gets hurt, the Giants season changes on a dime.
Yeah, looking forward to watching any of these 5 that we each have on our list, how they develop this year, how they play this year, and certainly they're going to be big talking points, whether it's the Giants' offensive line with Thomas, whether it's the Giants' quarterback situation, same thing with the Jets and their offensive line, the defenses for each of these teams, plenty of storylines going in as we look forward to Week 1 coming up Sunday. Jets obviously hosting the Steelers, Giants at Washington. When we come back, we'll finish up on the phones, BT, whatever you guys want to talk about, 888-808-1019. The city's biggest indoor pickleball event coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I expect this Mets team to make the postseason. I've been very vocal about if they don't make the postseason, that's a disaster. If they don't make the postseason, that's a huge disappointment. You don't spend all this money. You don't call your fans out to come to the ballpark. You don't do all these things to enhance the experience at your ballpark to not have postseason baseball.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? The Philadelphia Eagles have the pieces in place to repeat as Super Bowl champs, although history is not on their side. The 23-24 Chiefs and the 03-04 Patriots are the only teams to do it this century. It's hard to sustain success. Players and coaches leave, egos get in the way, injuries, a lot can go wrong. That's why the Eagles won't even watch the banner ceremony tonight. They know there's no time to look back when the reality of a new season has arrived. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Free trial is 7 days. If customer does not cancel prior to the end of a trial period, fees will apply.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game all season long. Kicking off with the juicy Week 1 matchup between the Lions and Packers. Starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL today.
Hey, sports fans, this is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com and the longtime host of Sports Investors Daily. We all know what tonight is. Dallas, Philadelphia, 2 hated teams in the New York area, but pro football season kicks off and we have a free pick for you. All you have to do is text the word WIN to the number 545454. Pull out your cell phones, text the word WIN, W-I-N, to the number 545454. Dallas, Philadelphia, game 1 tonight. We're giving it out absolutely free. Plus, come Sunday, we'll have more free action for you. You'll get it absolutely free via text message. All you have to do to start your season on the right foot, to start your season with the winner tonight, is text the word WIN to the number 545454. It doesn't get easier than this. Again, text the word WIN to the number 545454. Dallas, Philly, for free.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But
But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to edisonhvac.com.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Call of the Day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. I thought he was ducking me. Since I moved to the middays with UBT, I feel like I haven't heard from Ian Eagle in quite some time. We used to text, and now we do not. He's since moved on in multiple partners at CBS. A new one will be unveiled this Sunday while he does the Jets game. Jets Steelers, Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt on the call. We welcome to the show, Ian Eagle. How are you, Ian?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First one, Juan Soto. Is there a locker room dynamic issue? Second one, Nolan McLean. Do you think if he put his mind to it, he could have played in the NFL? I'll hang up and listen back.
Oh, man, we had some fun with Ian earlier on. In case you missed it, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Let's finish up on the phones, BT. We got Ben is in Brooklyn. What's up, Ben?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
What's up, buddy?
All right. About your thing with time going faster, it doesn't, obviously, but it's all relative, man. When you're 1 year old, the summertime is 1/4 of your whole life. When you're 50-something like me, that's 1/200 of your life. So if you think about it, it's all about relativity.
All right, well, that was depressing. Thanks, buddy.
I don't believe that, though. I heard about the theory of relativity and all that stuff, and thanks for the call, Ben. I'm not buying it. Time moves the same pace, and I'm talking about just at least, we all know we can't slow it down. Regardless of if you're 1, my daughter's 4. Time is moving the same way it is for her as it is for me.
Correct.
Like, we go to the same places together, and the clock moves at the same speed. She may interpret it differently.
Well, that's the point. That's what he was saying. The perspective is all relative to your age.
But it is, so you can change the perspective if you eliminate certain things. I think if you're sitting there on your phone and you're like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, that can make the time go quicker. If you don't, I felt it myself. So I'm an example. If you put the phone away and don't worry about the clock and don't worry about anything to do, and I walk outside and I go read a newspaper or go put the music on by the pool and go in the pool, and I'm just chilling like, oh, and then later in the day I ask my wife, what time is it? And she says noon or 4. Like, doesn't matter to me. Like, time is not of a thing in that situation. If you have things lined up for Colt or whatever it may be, then time is going to become a thing because you're paying attention to the clock.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like when you're hanging out and you're young, it feels like the night's going to go on forever.
Right.
I notice, because I'm very responsible, just because I have a lot of things to do. I notice and I don't go out. Jen and I'll go to dinner, have a glass of wine here and there. But when I'm going to cut loose, I'm going to usually cut loose in my backyard. I've told you that with the fire pit, right? And I noticed that when I check my clock that's really the only time I open up my phone or to change the song and music in the backyard. I'm like, wow, it's getting late. It's getting late. Time's moving fast, right? But I never felt that way in college when I was hanging at a bar. I never once thought about the time. That goes back to what the last caller said, relative, what percentage of your life, the fraction. It definitely, there's something to it.
Yeah, Bobby is calling from Mattawan. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, guys? How you been?
Good.
Bobby,
what's up?
What's cooking, man?
I just had to chime in really on childish Madden behavior that I have done in the past. Remember, my buddy Big Rye had an apartment. He was the first guy in the neighborhood to have his own apartment. It was the draft team.
Yeah.
And we would just have tournaments. And I was 9-0 one year. I was steamrolling, and I had Mushi Muhammad was my wide receiver.
Panthers.
And I've never seen this before. Never seen it again. He got hit in the game, and it said out for career.
Ooh.
And I ended up losing the rest of the season. I kicked my friend in the leg, and I stormed out of the apartment, and I ruined my whole season.
And then the dynasty was done. You got fired. New GM. Listen, you got to be able to maintain that sense of stability. That's what us good GMs do.
The battles we would have in Madden or NHL 94, epic.
The best,
just the
dude.
trash talking.
Oh, forget it. The best was when I picked up a glitch in NBA
in 95.
Live.
Yeah, right.
I would run Ewing to the far baseline corner, and falling out of bounds, he would shoot a 3, and he literally never missed. And 100% of the time, it went in, falling out of bounds to the opposing bench. My buddies would get pissed. Too bad it's Patrick.
And those are for us. Thanks to Dove. Thanks to Hop, as always. Thanks everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every one of you. Back for a Football Friday tomorrow. The picks and all that's on the line. We begin with the Week 1 stuff tomorrow. Evan and Tiki, they're coming up next.
Throws for the end zone.
The home of the NFL.